Alright, there we go. I'm good to go.
Okay. Right, so when we left it last time, Ferron Vandel had just been injured after being attacked by the 5 thugs who were allowing the other 2 of your shipmates to escape from outside of the Dragon's Rest Inn. You moved away from there and headed back towards the inn, and on the way back he met the Wanderer, who was closely followed by a couple of others, and pretty much everybody else joined in as well. And Rain was healed back up, Ferron was healed back up to full. At that point, you decided to go back to the inn and formulate a plan of how you were going to find these 2 individuals under cover of night. And I'm hoping that's still the case, because that's basically what I've based my work on this week.
Yeah, I'd still like to do it, but obviously we've been missing 2 people now.
If it's not, that's fine. I have other things prepared as well. Now, what you were going to do, I believe, was have a Natsum in tiger form go scouting. Now, he's not here, so that's going to be relatively easy for me to work with. Is there anything else that you wanted to do before you went out, or is there anything else you want to do instead of going out? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
I think I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready to go out, I think.
Well, I guess if I can summon my familiar, then just kind of have him fly overhead and I'll scout the streets.
Yep. A good idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I should be ready. So I can keep him as long as he's within 120 feet, if I remember correctly. So pretty good distance.
It's yeah, but the best thing, of course, about it is he can go up much, much higher than the building, so he gets a much more commanding view of the whole area, which is brilliant, really.
Yep.
Okay.
But, you know, I meant he could get quite high because it's like 120-foot range.
That's what I just said. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, we'll just leave it at that.
Probably best. Okay. Is there any kind of formation? Do you want to split up and go in 2 groups? What's your plan?
I've got stealth as a proficiency. Does anyone else here have it?
Yeah, I do. And I have that cloak that gives me increased proficiency with stealth. So I've got like expertise plus 2.
So I guess if Saban goes first with me like close behind, and then like
I'm not terribly unstealthy, but yeah, I don't mind taking up the rear to watch from behind. I'm pretty durable.
It might be an idea if then Sean and Griffith, Falstag and Delgar, like stay like out of sight, but like within like sound range, so to say. So if something happens, they can come charging, but
I hear you.
so they're not spotted necessarily.
So as long as we stay in earshot.
Yeah, basically.
All right. Yeah, I guess that works.
I'm good with that.
The Wanderer says, well, what would you like me to do? I'm not really a combatant, particularly. Would you like me to do anything? I can wait here and sound.
Hang out with us.
Do you want what?
I was just saying that you could hang out with us, sir. We'll be sitting back.
Oh, don't call me sir. Call me. Call me. Call anytime you want. Really, I'll be available. He looks a bit confused at that, but I'll stay with you. That's fine. You're at the back, right?
Correct.
Can I be just in front of you? Because I don't want to be at the back.
Correct. That works for me.
Okay, good.
I would like to string my bow before we actually leave the inn though. I don't want to be walking around. Obviously, I know guards might approach us if they see us, but I guess that's part of the stealth.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess the thing to do then is to go to the last place that you were attacked, and then see if we can't find those thugs, see if maybe we can get some information out of them, or do you have like a different idea?
No, that's fine by me. The only other option, I guess, would be going down the alley that I saw them, but that could lead anywhere.
Yeah.
If we want to go to the Dragon's Rest, then I can just wait outside, so that if any of the thugs are in there, they don't not recognise me.
Okay. So yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
I guess we'll sneak about to make sure if they're on the streets and not in the Dragon's Rest that they don't spot us immediately.
Okay. Right. Can I possibly have stealth rolls from two of you? That's Ferron and Flint. And can I have a perception roll, please, from Delgar Renarian, or rather Delgar's familiar? Just roll.
But I presume that's on my behalf.
Yeah, I think so. Couldn't check. Roll it anyway. For the moment, we'll say yes.
I also have proficiency.
Okay. Well, the statistics are of the creature rather than you, but to be brutally honest, it's probably got better eyesight than you have anyway. So that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Ferron and Flint disappear off, and you watch as they go round a corner, and within about 5-10 foot of them going, you can't hear anything. They're just gone completely. And in fact, you go around the corner and have a bit of a peek. You can't even see them. They should be in here somewhere, but it's dark, and clearly they know what they're doing. It's very, very difficult. Can't see them. Okay. The hawk above you flies about, and it keeps an eye on what's going on. You head back to where you were attacked, just round the corner from the Dragon's Rest Inn, at the entrance to an alleyway, which they headed down. You find drops of blood on the floor, which you assume are yours, and there is nobody else to be seen. There are a few people outside the pub, nobody you recognise from earlier. There's a couple of blokes. They appear to be smoking pipes and drinking from flagons, and they're a bit drunk, and they're chatting about a trade that he made earlier on with a really pretty girl with huge tits. And it's quite drunken, sort of debauched conversation they're having. And there's an awful lot of gripping the forearm and whoa sounds. And they're oblivious to you. They probably would have been oblivious to you even if you weren't stealthed.
Okay.
All right.
Do you want to go in, Flint? And just I can wait out here and keep an eye out, and just give me a shout if anything goes down, and I'll be straight in.
Yes, I think I'll take a look, see if perhaps those thugs are still hanging about.
Okay. You're given a description of them, and you head in. You look about, and there's a lot of people there that could potentially fit the bill, but there is nobody in a group of 5 that would immediately be obvious as the people that were described to you.
All right.
It's busy.
So I guess just kind of make my way around the establishment, and just make sure that they're not there.
Yeah. Yeah, you're fairly sure they're not there. It's pretty busy.
All right. Then I'll head back out and tell Farron. No, I don't think they're there. Based on the description you gave and the fact that there were supposed to be 5 of them, I don't believe they're still lurking about.
Do you think it's worth me just trying to literally pop my head in to see if I can just spot them? Or would you rather not take that risk?
It may be best if you don't.
Okay.
Alright, so,
They didn't seem to know them personally anyway, so we might not gain anything from confronting the thugs themselves.
it is possible. Perhaps we should talk to the barkeep or the master of the inn.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good to me. Do you want me to wait out here?
Well, they're not about, so I suppose you could head on in if you'd like.
Okay, yeah, I'm happy to head on in with you.
Alright, so, yeah, we'll head in. I'm assuming there's like a barkeep or like
Yep.
an inn
There's,
master or something like that.
there's about 3 people behind the bar serving. It's really busy in here. It seems like it's quite a popular place. There's probably about 40 or 50 people in, slightly over capacity. But you head in and you kind of have to push your way through a few people because it is that busy. But you get to the bar quite happily.
I'm assuming I don't see them, by the way.
You don't. You do not.
Alright, so, yeah, then I will, I'll pay for hail a barkeep over and pay for a drink, and then just ask for some questions. Should I roll persuasion or just ask?
Just ask.
So I'll say, good barkeep, looking for some companions of mine. We seem to have split ways, and, well, they have something of mine. I've switched backpacks, as you might have guessed. Well, I am looking to get my things back, seeing as how the person's backpack whom I have, the clothes are a bit big, and not really my taste. I was wondering if perhaps you had seen them. I'd heard that people matching their description were here. A gentleman in a very ornate-looking set of leather armor, and a sickly lad of magical means.
He grins at you and says, mate, I don't care why you're looking at getting hold of them or whatever reason you're giving to me. Yeah, I saw him earlier on. I remember the guy's armour. It's quite ornate, sort of black with engraved sort of light silvery bits on it. Is that what it was?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. Him and his ill young friend were in earlier on and caused a bit of commotion, they did, but they're gone now. Can't help you.
Oh.
What did they steal from you? Sorry, what did you swap over?
Well, like I said, it's our backpacks actually. The man with the ornate armor, he's quite a bit larger than me, and I have his backpack, so I imagine he's, well, kicking himself for not having any clothes he can wear.
He chuckles a little bit and goes, sure, I understand what you're saying. It's absolutely fine. He clearly believes that the guys have stolen something from you and that you're trying to find them for that reason, so he doesn't believe what you're saying, but on the plus side is he doesn't suspect anything else. He just thinks you're trying to trace a thief. I'm fairly sure about this.
Okay, and he doesn't have any idea where they went, is what he's kind of trying to convey to me.
I hadn't seen them before. They were in here earlier. They bought a couple of drinks. They nursed them for about an hour. My barmaid went over to say, if you don't want any more drinks, get out because this is busy. We need the table. And the guy paid us some money to leave them alone, which was really odd, but it was a lot of money. I reckon he was waiting for somebody. Don't know if they turned up though. Although rather, no, somebody did turn up actually. Somebody turned up about half an hour, 45 minutes ago, and they all disappeared outside, so they're probably waiting for him.
So you said they disappeared outside. Which door did they exit through?
Oh, the main one, he says, nodding towards the door that you came in, which really is the only door. Well, it's definitely the main door, so the only door visible.
Right, well then. Thank you for your information. I wish you luck here with this rowdy lot.
You do know that if they have stolen something from you, you just need to approach the guard. The guard here are pretty good. They come down on that sort of thing like a ton of bricks. It's worth doing, he says with a serious sort of expression on his face.
Really? Wow.
Oh yeah.
That's
It's a safe
good
town.
advice.
It's a safe town. We don't like any troublemakers. We really don't. We got them. We've all got them, but we don't like them.
Right you are. Well, thank you for the advice. I believe I will attempt to talk with the guard, see if perhaps I can't get them tracked down.
Well, good luck.
So, yeah, down the drink and head out, see
Yep.
if perhaps we can find a guard.
Rain, were
And
you
I'll
out?
inform Farron of the information that the barkeep had given.
All right, Rain, were you outside for that?
Yes, so yeah.
Okay. Right, the rest of you, you're in the vicinity, but you've hung back somewhere waiting for them to scout the area, basically. You're hidden around the corner somewhere, but you can still see them because you can see through your hawk's eyes, so you can monitor exactly what they're doing. You've got the hawk at the moment just sat on the edge of the building, watching.
I'm not convinced by contacting the guards. I think if we attract the guards' attention, their attention's going to be on us as well.
So better to just do it ourselves, eh?
I believe so.
Right, very well. So I guess the next thing to do then is, since this is the last place that you saw them, perhaps we can investigate, see if we can't find where they went. I mean, I don't know if rangers still have the track ability or not, but maybe.
Not in this area. I think I can only track in forests.
Well, I guess investigation is still the thing we could do.
Yeah.
So I'll give that a try.
Good job.
Okay.
Super sleuth.
Well, you find the blood on the floor, and you can deduce that that was Rain's because it heads back off in the other direction. You can see the alleyway that they were all in, which was at the side of the building. And you reckon, well, you know from what Rain has said that they went down that way. Now, from your knowledge, or rather investigation of the area, you realise that at the end of that alleyway, it turns left and it only comes out at the end of the next road round. So they would have gone down that alleyway and gone out the next road. That's the only thing they would have done, or could have done.
Can you ping on the map where this alleyway is?
Yeah. Stand by.
Okay. Well then. Yeah, we'll just continue following the trail, I guess.
Is it worth us maybe popping our heads around other local bars maybe? Or, pubs?
Um, I don't know. I don't really think that we're gonna find anything at other bars, or I mean, unless they use like maybe magical means of communication, because it seemed like they were waiting for someone, but I mean, without being able to communicate with the person before that person arrived, they wouldn't have any way to, say, hey, look, we're changing venue.
Okay.
Griffin, make me your hawk's perception roll again, please.
Yep. Second.
Karen, go, sorry.
Ooh.
Nice. Right. The hawk flies away from where it is and settles down somewhere else and has a bit of a look about. And it's looking down an alleyway, and you are fairly sure that there's something bulky on the floor in the darkness. You can't see what it is, but it's down the alleyway round the corner from where those two are at the entrance of, so there's no way they would be able to see it from where they are at all.
Right. Well, I approach the two of them. Hey guys, am I familiar? So something down that down over there. It looks rather big. Do you want to go check it out?
What sort of thing did it look like? It's big. What
Uh,
sort of shape?
what type of shape was it?
It looked like some kind of sack or something on the ground in the middle of the alleyway in the darkness. It's definitely a big sort of sack-shaped article of some kind of that ilk, bulky. It's not moving. Clearly.
I'm happy to
Okay.
stealth up to that.
Yeah, we'll stealth over there and see if we can't check it out.
Okay, can I have a stealth roll, please, from two of you? Nice. Lovely job. Okay, you head down. Turn a corner, and about 10 foot down, hidden behind some trash on the left-hand side, which you wouldn't have been able to see, is a body on the floor. Now, where you are is at the back of the Dragon's Rest. You see where the opening is? There.
Yep.
Well, that's actually a courtyard that's gated off, so that's solid all the way along there. And it's the trash out the back of the back gate for the Dragon's Rest. And there's a body on the floor. Human. Very dead.
Can we examine the body and see if it's anyone that we've seen before? Like
Well,
if it's one of the other two?
The two of you, there's obviously Flint and Ferron are there. So I shall deal with those two for the moment. Chaps?
That is a good point.
So, well, you can go first, Fern.
I was going to say, do we want to... Well, obviously we don't want to make a lot of noise, because there's a gate, I assume the gate's locked. Any of us have a lockpicking or anything like that?
Well, I have lockpicking, just no lockpicks.
There's no...
Last time.
Well, we had talked about potentially doing it, but I don't think anyone actually did.
No, nobody did.
Oh, damn.
Now, there is no visible lock on the gate. The chances are it's going to be barred from the inside. It's I'm not going to say new gate, but it's very, very well looked after and very thick. It's clearly designed to stop people getting in, and it's probably going to be barred from the other side.
Would it be possible for me to use an athletics check to see if I can get over it?
Yeah, sure. Make a roll. Okay, yeah, you get over it. It's not too difficult. And the courtyard is dark. There is a door open that leads into the kitchen. You can see somebody in there. You can see a cook in there cooking, and the kitchen smells are coming out. And it looks like that the bottom wing of the building, the very bottom part, is a stables, and that is open. There are horses and carts in there, and you can see a young stable lad who is tending a horse. He's currently rubbing one of the horses down with straw, oblivious to you.
Do I see what's barring the gate?
Yeah, there's a big wooden crossbeam set in 6 hooks, 3 on each gate.
Would it be possible for me to remove that?
Yes, but it will create noise. It definitely would create noise. It's hinged at one end, and there's a fulcrum that's anchored down, so it would scrape. The wood would scrape against the gate as it opens, so it would be obvious. But you could do it, easily do it. It's not locked. It's just down.
Can I approach the body and see if there's anyone I recognise?
Well, the body's actually outside the gate, not inside the gate.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry if I didn't make that clear. The body is outside the gate where the trash is on the outside.
Okay. Can I hop back over the gate?
Yeah, sorry.
Athletics check?
You know, don't worry about it. You go over. I thought you were doing something else. You wouldn't have been able to see it if it was behind the gate. So,
Oh, okay,
but no,
fine.
that's absolutely fine.
Alright, so
It's
then,
hidden. Looks like the body's been hidden.
alright, yeah, let's, I guess, carefully remove some of the trash or whatever that's on top of him, as not to cause any alarm, like, people thinking that we're picking through the trash or anything like that. Just so that way we can uncover the body and kind of look at what the body's had done to it.
Okay, the body has definitely been hidden. And yeah, it looks like he's had his throat cut for a start, but that was done post-mortem rather than before death.
His
Well, that's
throat
what
was
it
cut
looks like.
post-mortem?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Well, what the
Because
point of that would be.
there's less blood there than there should be if he was pumping a lot of blood out of his arteries. That's why you
Yeah.
feel that.
Okay. I wonder what the point would have been. Okay, well, so I'll turn to Farron and say, well, do you recognize this individual?
You do not.
No, I don't.
Hmm.
He's
Well,
dressed in town clothes, no armour, no weapons, just he looks like a commoner.
it's quite unfortunate. Well, perhaps we should go through his pockets, see if we can't find anything to identify him with.
Okay. You go through his pockets and you realise... Oh, actually, no. Both of you make a perception check, please, first. You need to get 15 or over. Ooh. Have you both... Is that both of you?
Yeah, that's both of us.
Right, okay. Okay, you go through pockets. You do find a pouch, and inside the lining of his jerkin, you feel something crinkle against your hand as you pat him down.
Okay, yeah, I guess we'll try and find out, like, if there's a pocket or something like that that we can, like, remove this crinkle from.
Yeah, there's a hidden pocket inside the jerkin on the right hand breast, and inside that is a folded piece of parchment.
Okay, yeah, so take the pouch, the parchment, and then check the other side of the jerkin, see if there's another hidden pocket there.
No, that's where one of the knife wounds has gone straight into his heart through that exact area, and there's nothing else there, just lots of blood.
Okay. So let's jingle the pouch, see what's in it, or like kind of try to listen to what's in it.
Sounds like money.
Money. Okay. Well then, if it sounds like money, I'll go ahead and open it up.
And it is money.
It is money.
It's just silver. There's no gold in there, but it's quite full. You would
Okay.
probably guess there's about 20 or 30 silver pieces in there.
Oh wow. So yeah, I'll hand that to Farron, and open up the parchment, see what that's all about.
Okay. Can you see that?
I can.
Yep.
Okay.
Can't read it though. I suppose that's on purpose.
Yeah.
Do we recognize what language that is? I'm guessing it's Dwarvish.
No, it's not anything. It's just the closest I could find to something that was unintelligible. You have no idea what it is whatsoever. It's doesn't make any sense.
So it's not written in any of the languages that any of us know. I mean, I know quite a few languages.
It definitely isn't. Trust me, it's definitely not written in any language that you're familiar with.
Okay.
We should potentially try and find out if there's a way of finding out what language this is in the morning. But for now, I think we should keep like you said, there's a big sack here, right?
Well, no, I think the big sack thing was the body.
Yeah, the big sack was the body. Yeah, it's been covered over and made to look like trash, basically. But the hawk, being a hawk with eyes like a hawk, saw it.
I think we should recover the body, take this note and recover the body. We don't want anyone to potentially know we were here, and we don't want to be, for the guards to find out necessarily that we were here.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I don't think we should recover the body. I mean, it'd be a shame if this poor soul never was found. Thrown out like like trash. There's no way to go. But I do think you're right about hanging on to the parchment. We should definitely hold on to that and potentially find someone who can read it. In the meantime, I suggest we track on, see if we can't pick up the trail.
Okay, so you get to the end of the alleyway that the body was in, which is where the two individuals would have come out, unless they had gone into the back of a building. And the only buildings that are around here are private residences or a couple of shops. So it's potential they could have done, but the end of the alleyway is quite a wide boulevard, and you don't know which way they would have gone. They could have gone left or right from here. It's more likely they would have gone right, because left would have taken them back round upon themselves and back round to where the scuffle was going on earlier. So a leap of logic would indicate that they probably went to the right.
All right.
Now,
So then, I think the thing to do then is to perhaps, I guess, roll another investigation, see if we can't find, I don't know, some trail that actually leads off to the right, that originated from this alleyway.
you cannot.
All right. I'm gonna go back to the group of Griffin, Falstag, and let
Yep.
them know that we're gonna head off to the right, in hopes of finding some trail.
Sure.
And then we'll stealth on towards the right.
Okay, you're heading in this direction.
Okay. Yeah.
Effectively. You keep to the side. You see a patrol of guards ahead of you. Oh, hang on.
Sorry, are we moving as a group, or is that just
You can. Well, I'm assuming that you are following up and you're keeping the same sort of distance away from that you were before. Unless you're, if you're not, then brilliant. But I just assumed you were. Is that cool?
Yeah, right, okay. Yeah. No,
Alright.
I just didn't know if we were still like staying back there, or if we were
Right,
just
right.
kind of
I
keeping
can
behind.
like every time we get to a corner or so, I can just like wave a hand. If I can check the coast is clear, and just wave a hand just so like they're aware of where we are still.
Sure. Towards that area there, and you notice that there are 4 guards who are stood in the centre of the T-junction. They seem to be chatting. They look like they're guarding, but they're chatting more than anything else. They're not doing anything.
Okay.
I would personally like to sneak around like this sort of way. Do you see what I'm?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to unstring my bow, which I have got drawn, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, like that.
Thing. Is that sort of thing?
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant.
All right. Can the people at the back, so that's going to be Falstag and Delgar, make perception rolls just to notice what's going on, please?
Oh wow.
Okay, Sean, you are fairly sure you see them go off to the side. The only reason you know that is because Ferron waved his hand out of the complete darkness a couple of seconds ago just to say where he was, because you had no idea. So following that, you think, right, you see a shape disappear off that you never would have seen if you hadn't done that.
I follow it.
Okay. It looks like Delgar hasn't got the faintest idea. Probably looking out the eyes of his hawk, which the hawk is scouted ahead and is not looking in this area, which is why you failed your roll, Griffin.
I let out a low, throaty growl and kind of point off into the direction and start walking.
Okay. We head round the back.
I guess a grunt is more accurate.
Yeah. So you go around the buildings, around there like that, and you do notice that, generally speaking, the area, even at the back of buildings, is quite clean. There is a build-up of trash, but it looks like it's probably the day's trash that will get taken away, or something will be done with it, either before morning or tomorrow, because the whole area looks clean apart from the trash, if that makes any sense. It's clean trash rather than trash that's been there for years and years and years. But nevertheless, you head round the back.
So potentially we're getting from that the body will be found very soon. Potentially.
Yeah, looking at the calibre of the rubbish that you see about, that's probably a good guess, yes. Okay. You head round the back.
All right. Do we see anything of interest?
There's a group of people by a small brazier over there. There's 4 of them, and they're huddled round it. It's a bit chilly out, so they're huddled close to the brazier to keep warm.
I want to approach them.
Yeah. One of them looks up at you.
Hello, my friends. Have you seen 2 people pass this direction? One is quite a big gentleman, wearing quite ornate and glamorous armour, and the other is a small, fairly sickly boy.
Don't know about that, Governor.
You don't know that you have or you haven't?
Well, I get forgetful, do you know what I mean? I think it's the cold. I could do with being inside with a nice hot meal inside me. So, if I had, I don't know, a little bit of coins so I could go and do that, it would jog my memory quite a lot. I'm sure you can spare a couple of silver for a chap down on his luck, can't you, sir?
I can spare you 5 silver.
All right. He holds his hand out.
And I drop 5 silver into his hands.
Okay, the other 2 guys are now taking an awful lot of notice of this. And the man with the money says, yeah, are you looking for there was a young guy who threw up over there, and he points back, slightly back the way you came. And he had another guy with him, older guy, long hair, armour of some kind, dark armour. And they were being really sort of furtive. They were definitely trying to move away, if you know what I mean. Very odd.
I'm gonna whisper to Farron, you stay here and keep an eye on this person. I'm going to check his story. If the gentleman, the sickly one, did vomit, well, perhaps there's some refuse left.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good to me.
So I'll head over to where the guy was pointing and see if we can't, find some leftover vomit.
Okay, he heads. He points you over towards there, which, as you get closer, you notice is that sort of L-shaped building that's marked 132 is a warehouse. It's a merchant's warehouse, and in the alleyway between that and the really small building next to it, you can smell this vomit. It's quite pungent.
Okay. But can I see it?
Yeah, as you get closer, well, you see a wet patch on the ground to start with, and as you get closer, yes, you can see the chunks of carrot and God knows what else on the floor there.
All right. Yeah. So then I'll give Farron the nod, kind of like, yeah, it's here.
Okay, so I'll leave this brazier and come up with Sabin.
All right. So we know that they were here at least recently. I'm actually going to um touch the wet spot and see if it's still warm or not.
No, it's not. But it is a quite cold night, so the chances are it would have rapidly cooled down. I mean, it's not
Yeah,
freezing.
but
It's not freezing by any means, but no, it's not warm. But then the attack on Ferron was about half an hour ago, and it's only a thin layer of vomit on the floor, so it would have cooled pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I figured it was probably going to be cold, but on the off chance that it wasn't.
Sure. But however, now that you've kind of dug something into it, a finger or something, into this unpleasantness, you do realise that it hasn't fully congealed yet, although it is congealing. So that would indicate that it wasn't that long ago, certainly half an hour, no longer than an hour ago.
All right.
Am I right in
So I'll
seeing that
say,
the only way out of this alley is here and here? Sorry, there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Quick question, just for reference. How do you ping?
Sure. Sorry, say again.
How do you ping
You
on the map?
hold your left mouse button down on the area until it pings.
All right. Okay. Thanks.
Cool.
so then am I right to assume that this area right here is not an exit?
It's probably a walled area. There are things in here like fences and things like that. So the only way out are the two areas.
Okay, yeah.
A yard, maybe, something like that.
Okay. So since we're there where the vomit is, let's see if we can't pick up a trail at this point.
Okay.
Yeah. Nope.
We could always go back to the brazier and ask one of the other guys, because they seem quite.
Right, the two of you at the
Yeah,
back.
but I figured it
Sounds
didn't
like
hurt to make a roll, see if we can't see something.
Two of you at the back, Falsag and Delgar. Is there anything else that you two particularly want to do? Or are you just following these guys for the moment?
I'm just following him for the moment.
Sure.
Just following, keep kind of a bird's eye view with my hawk.
Right.
I'm ready to smash something if it scares me.
Yeah. Okay. Griff, can you make a hawk perception roll, please?
Right. When you say hawk, is there anything different with that?
It's 1d20 plus 4 twice, as I wrote it into chat.
All right. Yeah, I see it now. All right.
Yeah,
So
that's it. That's all you need to do. 1d20 plus 4 twice. Only take the best one because it's visual, but only on visual checks. 1. Nice. Well, a critical success. Not that makes much difference. Okay, the hawk is looking about. He's perched on a building, and he's actually perched on the corner here.
Yep.
We can't hear you, Harrow, if you're talking.
I am. Could you not? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we know you now.
Right, okay, apologies. So the hawk is on there, and he's looking down the road towards this next ping. Okay, he's looking down that way. Standing next to a building in the shadows, through the hawk's eyes, you can see a man who is stood roughly about there, and he's looking in your direction. He's looking up this alleyway towards where Ferron and Flint were talking to the 3 men round the fire. He just stood there in the darkness. You wouldn't have been able to see this. The hawk's seen it, basically, because it's got good vision.
I have actually another question. This kind of pertains to the fact that I presume it's kind of dark right now. Since I'm an elf and I have night vision, does that go alongside? Like, basically, would I have the night vision even if my, like, looking through my hawk's eyes, or do I get the exact vision my hawk gets?
You get your hawk's vision.
Right. Okay. I didn't know if like there was just some tinge I would get because I do still have.
No.
Right. Okay.
No, you're looking through its eyes, basically. So you have another set of eyes that you can see through, but you don't get your visual acuities through it.
Okie doke.
Right, so Farron is going to be going to talk to the guys that are on the brazier, right?
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to go and talk to Delgar and Falstag, and just let them know what's going on. Like, found a bit of vomit over by this warehouse, presumably from the sickly man. Has your hawk seen anything?
Well, I don't mean to alarm you. With slight hand gestures, I kind of tell him around which corner down. Looking down that road, I can see from my hawk. There's looks like a hooded figure just standing in the dark. He's staring right down towards where you guys were standing. He's not moving.
Oh.
He's not with anyone. He's just staring down. It looks rather strange.
Right. Well then. So at this, I will say, well, perhaps we should see what he wants, and I'll stealth.
Okay.
Go.
Terribly, apparently. Wow.
You stealth
But
with your
it's nice to know
one-man
that
band
even
on
with
your back.
I'm sorry, what?
You stealth with your one-man band on the back. So you're walking
Yep.
down the road going boom, boom,
Yep,
boom.
basically.
But it's all good.
Even with a 1, though, I still have a 10. That's
Yep.
that's pretty interesting. Alright, and I'll attempt to sneak up on this guy while
Well,
making as much noise as possible.
he's actually looking down in your direction anyway. The chances are, when you break the cover of the end of the alleyway and move out into the main boulevard, which is here, you're going to be seen because it's a lot lighter with the moon above you in that area. So the chances are he will see you do that, but he's looking down in your direction anyway. You don't know whether he's seen you in particular, but he's looking down towards where the people were moving in front of the firelight.
Right, but I could have like gone around, like sort of in a like this direction, you know, and come up.
You're going to go to where the guards were.
Well, I mean, I would have gone through where the guards were.
The guards, yeah, okay. The guards are right at that T junction. There, effectively.
Mhm.
So.
And I guess like through the area where the guards are, I will not stealth. Like no sense in looking like I'm skulking someplace while the guards are there. I mean, I'm not doing anything illegal at this point, so
No,
should be fine.
very true. Okay. It's going to take you a couple of minutes to do that entire block.
Okay, yeah.
You do have to go back past Ferron. Are you going to mention anything to him about this?
Yeah, I'll kind of whisper to him that there's seems to be an individual at the other end of the street, looking directly at us. Delgar's hawk seems to have spotted the man. Going to go see what he wants. You see what you can get out of these few gentlemen here.
Whereabouts is he? Sorry.
Well, you want me to point him out, or do you want to do it?
No, I'm just not in character.
Oh, okay. So yeah, High-Rise, he's asking you, like, I think anyway.
No, he's in character. I think he's asking you.
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I heard I was not in character.
No,
My mistake.
Character,
All right, yeah. So I will kind of point in this direction.
What I
Inconspicuously, of course.
Right, of course.
And you'll go around the back of them, are you?
Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can get round back.
If he's pointed them out to me, what I could do is I could stand here, looking down that direction with my longbow drawn, and when I see them approaching up the alley, I can potentially, potentially cut off his escape if he tries to get away or anything like that.
Yep.
So I've got their back without having to actually go around with them, because I don't want to unstring my bow to get past the guards.
Yeah, sure.
And quick question, as far as we know, is this like where this guy's standing, this whole left side, is that all completely solid with buildings, like no ways to get into this area here? Like, is this all solid along here?
Yeah, along there it is.
Right, okay.
The ways to get in are on the other side. There. He said moving the map. So, yeah. Right. So you come back round and you have to go past Falstag and Delgar Flint in order to get back round there. And You let them. Do you let them know what you're going to do? Just quickly, or
Actually, yeah. I thought I had told them what I was going to do before I went and told Farron.
Yeah, he
my
did. He told
apologies.
us, and then he went and told them.
Okay, my apologies. Right, then you head out into the main road, and you just walk down the main road. Down there. The guards pay you no interest whatsoever as long as you don't have any overt weapons unpeace knotted, which I don't think you do you?
Nope.
So they look at you, but they don't stop you. They don't talk to you. They're chatting. If you've seen Reservoir Dogs, then you know the scene in the toilet where the four sheriffs are talking and Tim Roth's character goes in to go to the loo and they're chatting. It's a similar sort of thing. They look at you, but they don't pay any attention. And one of them talking about somebody he asked for identification papers, and the guy kept reaching inside his pocket and wouldn't hand them over. But anyway.
Alright, so, yeah, I'll just make my way, okay, I guess.
Okay. You head down there. Then along there. And back up there. When you get to that corner...
Well, actually, when I get to around, there,
Yep.
then I'll start being stealthy again.
Right, okay. Make a stealth roll then, please. Nice. Wow, 29. Epic. Got 20. Cool. Okay.
You've removed the one-man band from your back.
Right.
So you now head stealthily up there. And when you get to that corner where the road bends, there, you kind of flatten yourself against the wall and look around because you can't see all of the road. The road's banana-shaped, as you can tell, so that you get a view of what's around the corner before you just go around there. And yes, you do in fact see somebody. He's a lot easier to see from this direction because of the moonlight and the area that he was hidden. He's about there, and he's tucked in that little nook between those two buildings, that corner of the two buildings.
Alright, is there anyone else around?
No, just him.
Alright, so I do have a knife. I'm gonna go ahead and, like, take that out, kind of sneak up behind him and see if I can't put my, like, hand over his mouth and the knife on his neck. Not kill him, but, tell him, look, keep quiet, and perhaps I won't make you another smile.
Okay, he's in the corner of the building. He's looking around the corner, and he's got his back to a wall. So you can sneak up to his right-hand side. But you couldn't get
Can I
behind him
see
because
this
his back's
though?
against
Like,
the wall.
can I see his character?
No, he's stealth.
Like, all right, even though like my hawk would be able to see him. All right.
Yeah, make a perception roll. And make it good. Because he is stealthed.
Yep. Oh no, wait, fuck! It's from my hawk. Whoops.
Can I also make a pre-perception?
Well, it'd be
Yeah.
It would be that +4 anyway.
Yes, you can make a stealth. Do you say stealth roll, perception roll?
A perception roll for
Right.
when he grabs him, because obviously I'm looking down there. So
Yeah.
when he grabs him, like anticipation, I guess.
Yes, mate.
Right. Well, I've seen him, so.
Yes, you have, and so have you as well, Farron.
What I
Right.
was just gonna say is, can I get my hawk to like kinda, I don't know, like buzz past him to kind of startle him so that you can get a better grab of him? Or I don't know, would that fuck things up?
Well, since you said his back is against the wall, the thing to do then would be to, with my right hand, hold the blade pointing left and put that up to his neck, and with my left hand put that over his mouth and kind of press him against the wall.
Sure.
And then,
Okay.
same thing, kind of keep quiet.
Make me another stealth roll, please.
Sure.
Okay. That's fine. And make me an attack roll, but I'm going to give you advantage on this attack roll. But it's not to actually attack him. This is just to get into place properly.
Okay, yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Cool. But you've got advantage on it.
If it'll roll. Hey, there we go.
Pretty much of a muchness, really. Both of them would have been easily good enough. Right. Yes. Boom. Straight in. You go in, and that knife goes to his throat before he's even turned his head to look at you. He was just about to do it, but you catch him just before he does, and he kind of feels the blade just graze his neck as he stops looking. He had a cigarette in his left hand, which was cupped between his thumb and forefinger, which he drops on the floor.
Alright, and then I'll say to him, yes, well, seems you've taken a particular interest in both me and my friend. Any particular reason why? And do try not to scream, otherwise it may be the last thing you do.
He gulps a little bit and says, I was just out here for a cigarette. I saw you, I didn't recognise you, and I thought I'd look down there. What's going on? I haven't got any money on me, look. And he kind of, with his free hand, pats his area where a pouch would be, and there's nothing there. He says, I can't even see you, mate. Look, please, don't kill me. I've got a wife.
Got a wife, eh? Don't suppose she'd like it too much if you were to lose this. And I'll put the knife on his crotch and say, now, tell me, why were you staring at us?
Mister, please, I was just looking. I'm out here for a cigarette. I saw you, didn't recognise you. I thought, what are they up to?
Can I roll insight to see if he's lying?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Oh.
Okay, if that's the case, then I join up just
Um,
to give
well,
Sam
actually-
backup.
Make a stealth roll. But yes, it would. Just make a stealth roll. Ooh, hang on. Nice, you win. The gods don't see. Yeah, you do.
Okay, so I'm,
Okay, thanks.
I'm literally just
Sorry.
backing him up.
Yeah. Okay, Finn, sorry about that. Right, what did you say to him again, please?
I'm just trying to see if he's lying. I rolled an insight because he said that, like, I have a wife, please don't kill me, that kind of thing.
You're not sure whether he is telling the truth or whether he's lying. He seems more afraid than anything, and possibly if he was trying to lie to you and was up to some kind of nefarious purpose, he might not be quite as afraid as he is, unless he's putting it on as a very, very good actor.
Okay, well, so I seem fairly convinced. I'm gonna turn, while keeping the blade on him,
Yeah.
I'll turn to Farron and say, well, gentleman claims that he's just out having a smoke. He's got a wife at home. Not
Am I there?
spying on us at all.
If you wish to be, yes.
What do you think, Farron?
I don't recognise this guy, is that correct?
You don't recognise him, no. No, he's dressed in sort of darkish town clothing.
I draw an arrow and literally point it straight in his face to try and get any reaction from him.
Yeah, he flinches. He rocks backwards and twats his head really hard against the wall behind him, and it looks like he is seeing stars. But immediately just kind of reels away from you, and this kind of strangled, not very loud, strangled cry escapes from his mouth as he thinks he's about to be shot. And he shuts his eyes and hunches his shoulders and waits for it all to end.
I put the arrow down and say, yeah, I don't think he's up to anything. If he was, he would have tried to do something.
Fair enough. So I'll take the knife, put it away, and then straighten his clothes up, that kind of thing. Say, I'm sorry for all the trouble. Usually we're not so gruff. actually quite nice people, I imagine.
He nods emphatically.
Look, I'm terribly sorry for the scare. Here, you have that pouch, right, with the coins in? Give him a few, just
Yeah.
for the trouble.
I'll give him 10 silver.
Okay. His eyes widen, and he goes, "Thank you. Is what are you
This buys
looking
your
for? Any?
silence.
Also,
I ain't seen nothing, mate. I swear to God.
also, how about how long have you been in this alley?
Well, I've been out here for about an hour and a half. My wife's pregnant. She's having a bit of a rough time at the moment, so we're having an argument. So I just got out of the house for a bit.
Oh dear, terribly sorry.
Yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it?
Uh, I hope the child is healthy. What
She's built like a side of a barn. Little thing will be rugged as her. Love it.
well, hope it's a boy. Out of curiosity, we are looking for two people. One rather large individual, ornate looking black leather armor, and another gentleman who is, sickly. Uh, Quite a bit smaller. Perhaps you saw them?
Sickly, sort of like puking his guts out.
Yes, yes. As a matter of fact, he left a bit of refuse just in that area that we were in.
Yeah, I smelt him before I could see him. He puked all over himself.
Yes, I believe that's the one.
He went back down the road. He turns and nods his head back down the way that you came up, Flint, and he points at an opening on his left-hand side. Says I went in that opening there.
Really? Well, you've been most kind and terribly helpful. Once again, I do hope things work out between you and your wife and,
Yeah, me too.
all that. Sorry again for the trouble.
Well, I've got a bit of money now. She'll be happy with that, I bet. At least we can get like some swaddling clothes and a crib for the little baby, so she'll be happy, I think.
Yes,
Thank
well, thank you.
I nearly
And,
myself, but thank you.
yeah, well, sorry about that.
Right.
Bad luck, eh? Well, we'll be off. So, yeah, let's stealth over to that little area over there.
Okay.
Delgar and Falstag are with us now, right?
There. Yeah, I guess that you're with the guys now. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Now that I've noticed that they've kind of just stopped and walked off, I will keep the whatever length we had behind them before.
Sure.
What I was gonna say is, if we all like get to this corner, like right here.
Right there.
Yeah. And then me and Sabin can poke our head round and sneak into the alley. What if you two just hang around the corner, out of sight, but still within earshot? You'll be as close as you possibly can be without being spotted. Or we
Yeah,
could
sounds good.
use your hawk maybe to fly ahead and have a look.
Well, I mean, actually, I have a question. Can I multitask with my hawk? Like, for example, could I be standing and basically, when I'm looking through the vision of my hawk, do I have absolutely no awareness of what's going on around myself?
Yeah, you're using. Well, no, you do have an awareness, but you are focusing on the animal.
Right. Okay.
So,
Well, I mean, if me and Falstag, is it me and Falstag? Yeah.
yes.
If we're standing here, and then I can have my hawk stand here, or well, at least watching that area,
Yeah.
then we should have
Now,
the whole alley cleared off or blocked in.
effectively, what it says under Find Familiar is that as an action, now obviously this would generally mean a combat action, but as an action, you can see through your familiar's eyes and hear what it hears until the start of your next turn, and you gain the benefit of any special senses that the animal possesses. However, during this time, you are deaf and blind with regard to your own senses. So
Right, okay.
going back on that, so you are aware of your surroundings in as much as you still have your balance and things like that. You don't fall to the floor, but you won't be able to see and hear using your own eyes and ears.
So it would be like putting earplugs in and putting a blindfold over my eyes, basically.
Effectively, yes. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That.
Okay, fair enough. So yeah, if me and Falstag stay on that corner there, Falstag can keep an eye, and then I can have my hawk watching the other side.
Okay. Well, you send your hawk to have a look, and you notice that the building that's in that area, that one there,
Yep.
is a warehouse, and it appears to be lit. There's a courtyard around it. That building that's in front of it is part of a courtyard, and there are people in there, and there's lights, torches and lanterns hung around here, there and everywhere. So it appears that work is actually going on in that yard.
So there's no way of stealthing in there.
Well, it's really well lit, and you can see what the hawk can see, and if you're looking around the corner as well, actually if you're looking around the corner, make a perception roll, but the hawk can see that there's quite a few people milling about. If you make the hawk make a perception roll, I'll give you more information. Okay. 21, 23. Right. Basically, Flint you see as described, but Ferron and Delgar, courtesy of your hawk, you see that of the people who are working TM, some of them are actually guarding. They look like they're working, but they're actually looking out of the facility and keeping an eye out for something, people, whatever, but they're guarding the area, so they're not working. They're under the pretense of working.
How many are there?
Ferron, you can see half a dozen in view at any one time, and you're fairly sure there's another 3 or 4 who are moved around the back of that smaller building that you can't see at this moment. Ferron, you see these people as well, but to you, they just look like they're working. Sorry, not Ferron, Flint, sorry.
Okay.
What about Falstag? Whereabouts are you, good sir?
I'm just following along with Griffin.
Okay.
So basically just my eyes and ears, I presume.
Yeah.
You're still, I'm guessing that you're kind of almost with the guys now.
Yeah.
That sort of area. Are you looking around the corner as well, or are you still hanging back?
I'm hanging back.
Okay.
I want to turn to Sabin and say, these guys are not working. They are guarding.
I'm playing more
What,
of the
really?
rear guard.
It looks like a bunch of workers to me, just moving cargo into the warehouse.
Definitely not. I promise you, these guys are doing more than just merely pretending to work.
Make an intelligence check, please, Flim. Only Flim.
Alright.
Okay. You can't see what you're talking about. It does look like they're working to you.
Okay. Well, he hasn't exactly steered me wrong before, so
Sure.
I'll kind of take his word under advisement and say, okay, well, so assuming that they are guarding, do you suppose that they're up to something devious? I think maybe the two that we're looking for are in that warehouse.
It's a possibility. I can only imagine it is something they shouldn't be doing if they are pretending to work. What other reason would they have for pretending to work?
I don't know. I mean, I suppose if it was a lucrative business, perhaps some vandal would want to come and take some of their goods, wares, or simply sabotage them in some way. Perhaps they're trying to safeguard themselves from such a thing.
Are there any that are like slightly secluded from the others, or that it would be possible to potentially grab a hold of?
No, and it's fairly obvious that all of them are walking around in such a manner and in such an area where that would make that sort of grab nigh on impossible to do. Now, actually, make make another insight roll, please.
I have a quick question while he does that. As
Yep.
far as the building goes, how is it? Like, is it just normal slanted roof with some windows around it, or is it like a skylight on it, or?
It's a flat roof. It's a 2-story building, flat roof. And the
Has
little
it got-
building, the little building in front of it is a single-story building with a pitched roof on it.
Right, okay. Is there just like one door in, from what I can see at least, and just windows around?
Yeah, it's in a yard, so it's fenced, and it just looks like, from what you can see, there is a set of double doors, big barn warehouse style doors in the southern side of that particular area.
Right.
Okay. Right, Ferron. I totally forgot what I was going to say.
They all drop dead.
I hate it when that happens.
Is that what you were going to say?
Sorry?
They all drop dead in the spot and we win. Is that exactly what you were going to say? I think
Yeah.
it was.
Funnily enough, that's almost exactly what I wasn't going to say. Hang on. Fuck.
Oh, I know what he was gonna say. That we level up.
Yeah, ding.
No, that can't be it.
Ah, right, yes. Whatever these guys are doing, they look very well regimented in the way that they do it. So they're not just guards, or they're not just people who are milling about working. They look like people who know exactly what the person next to them should be doing and is actually doing at any given time. And what they do fits seamlessly into what everybody else seems to be doing. It's like a really well-oiled machine.
Can I, like, address Sabin and, like, point out their, like, patterns and controls to try and, you know, show him what I'm seeing? Like, literally
You
detail
can.
exactly what I'm seeing.
Yeah, if you like single out one individual and say, watch, I bet you next he goes over there and he does this, and he does indeed do that, and you go, right, they're following a pattern, this is what they're doing, he's doing that, he's doing this, they're rotating around that big building, boom. It's, you know, they're not just packing stuff away. And you can now see that he points it out as well, Flint.
Okay. So then I'll whisper back. What do you suppose they're doing?
There's something very important that they're guarding. I fear it might be, or feel rather, it might be the people we're after.
Right. Well, suppose we better get a closer look. So out of curiosity, is this area like I see that how the building is, you know, rectangular, and it looks like this is an opening. But would it be like an area that is obscure to this front courtyard area? Like, is it like the side of the building, maybe like less well lit? Can I tell
No.
that information from here?
You can't, but however, what you can tell is that entire triangle, top triangle, inside all of those buildings, the whole area is lit up like a Christmas tree, the whole area.
Oh, okay. Well,
Basically,
okay.
they try to eliminate every single shadow they possibly can in that area.
All right. So I'll let Farron say what he was going to say.
Well, I was going to say we should go back to Falstag and Delgar, tell them what we've seen, and potentially prepare. We don't want to we want them to be ready for anything that might potentially happen. Especially
Okay,
the
yeah.
mighty Falstag.
I don't disagree. Out of curiosity, though, before we leave, what kind of clothes are these people wearing?
It looks like they're wearing leather armor.
All of them?
Yeah. Now that you look at it, actually it does. They're wearing leather armor. Very well disguised, or they're underneath clothing or something, but yeah, they're wearing leather armor.
What kind of clothing? Like, is there like a uniform that they're wearing, or is it all kind of just haphazard? Whatever.
Yeah, I mean they're wearing working clothes, so it follows a similar sort of theme, but it's not identical.
Hmm. Um. Do my traveler's clothes look anything similar to what they're wearing? Like, would I be able to fit in?
Yeah, potentially. I mean, that's the sort of clothing they're wearing. It's hard wearing clothing, and travelers' clothing is generally hard wearing clothing. But they're just wearing it maybe 2, 3 sizes too big for them, so they can fit it over some armor. But it doesn't look too big because it's over armor and is making them bulk out a little bit more.
Okay, yeah. Um. All right. Well then, that's what we'll do. All right. Yeah. So let's go back
One,
to Delgar and Falstag.
you 1 second. I think I might have a spell that works here. Just give me a second. Yeah, my spell, Disguise Self. Can I disguise myself as to look exactly like one of them, or wearing the same thing and maybe look slightly different?
So look. Sure. Okay, sure, no worries.
I actually kind of want to go do something real quick. Do you want to just take like a quick 5 minute break while he's gone?
If yeah, okay, let's take a quick break then while the two of you go off and do stuff.
All right. Be right back then.
Okay, you too.
Right, terribly sorry about that. Just had to go do something real quick.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
Don't worry, we all took a little break while you were gone. Just waiting on high rise now, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, yep, are we all back?
Yep.
Think so.
Cool. Right, so explain to me what you're going to do. Make sure you've read that spell.
Yeah, I just have, I just reread it over, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make myself appear to be in the same clothing as them, and also appear human, per se, so I guess probably, you know, not have my ears quite as pointy, being an elf and such. And yes, I understand that the whole thing where if they brushed past my ear for whatever reason, they'd feel the pointy part, even though they couldn't see it.
Right.
How are we going to play this out? Do we want to potentially pretend like you've caught one of us, or do you want me and Faraday to just hang back?
Yeah, we could try with me as if I caught one of you sneaking around.
How many are there again?
Right, well, at any one time you can see 6, but you are definitely 100% sure there's at least another 4. At least.
Right, so you're saying they're on like such a rotation that we never see more than 6 at a time. Like it's not
Yes,
just that
exactly.
we can't. Right,
You
okay.
never see more than 6 at a time.
Yes, very well oiled machine. Right, so who would probably be the best one to take in?
Going back to what I said earlier on to you, Rain, when you look at them, you very much do get the impression that each one knows exactly what the other person next to them is doing. So bear that in mind.
Yeah. When I noticed them earlier at Delgar, they definitely seem to be familiar with each other. So this may not work. You may be spotted on sight.
Mm. This is true. I don't know, what else can we do?
Well, I was thinking we could maybe come around the other side and create like a loud noise of some kind. I don't know if you have like a fireball spell or something like that, but you know.
Actually, from what we can see, are they just armed with swords?
You can't see any other weapons. They appear to all have long swords, but you can't see any other weapon.
Right, could we
Are they
perhaps have...
peace-bound?
They don't appear to be, no.
Might be able to use the guards as a
Yeah, indeed.
thing too.
Sounds like a good idea, but it could startle the... or whatever's inside, possibly, to attempt to make an escape.
Yeah, but if you have your hawk, like, you know, flying above the building, if anyone tries to make an escape, you know, the hawk will be able to see them and hopefully give chase, you know, while overhead.
Yeah, it is lit like a Christmas tree. So yeah, we could do that. We could go get the guards that are standing in this corner. Well, I guess it doesn't really make a difference, but, you know, I presume we'd get the 2 that are here.
I'll obviously unstring my bow before we do that.
Okay, so what's the plan?
I say we get the guards.
Okay, who's going to go and get the guards?
I will. So,
Right.
Well, hang on. It might be an idea, because my clothes are all ripped from when I was attacked, I suppose.
Yeah.
I could go up to them, say, I was just attacked. There's guys around here who haven't got weapons and they're not peace-side.
well, do you have persuasion or deception as a trained skill?
Let me have a look. No.
Okay. I do. So I'll go with you, and hopefully you can just kind of back up my story. Like, I'll say that you were, you know, attacked and all that kind of stuff. You turn on the waterworks, and we'll see if we can't convince them that, yeah, you were indeed attacked by a bunch of long sword wielding ruffians.
Yeah, sounds
Before
good.
you go around there, you should untie your bow again,
Yeah,
just so you
still
don't
not
get
strung.
caught out. Right, okay, I didn't know if you'd done that yet.
Okay, so that's what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, Falstag should probably move so he doesn't get seen as just a.
Actually, I'm gonna before we do that, I'm gonna go ahead and tell Falstag and Delgar. There's an opening on the other end of this little block of buildings. Go ahead and stand over there in case the people we're looking for decide to run out that way, or
Are
bring
you
the
talking
guards
about
down
right here?
here. Yes.
I already have my hawk there, or in that general area.
Right.
Yeah, but you're new to be
But
there.
This
yeah,
is true.
you guys to be there.
So was the plan with my hawk to have it just kind of circle above head then?
Yeah, to like have it circle above this building.
Right. Yeah.
And that way, it can hopefully catch anyone leaving the building, by way of, stealth or I don't know, something. And you guys hang out there. We're gonna go ahead and bring the guards in the front way, and then hopefully try and give them the slip and sneak into this building if we don't get the result that we're looking for. And if no one comes your way, hopefully you guys can do the same, because there's a potential that there's like an underground passage in this building or something like that, or some other secret door, that kind of thing.
Oakley dokley.
Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right. So yeah, we'll go and approach the guards.
Yeah, the guards are still there.
All right. So I will kind of run up to them so that way it looks, like I've been trying to hurry to find them, and look slightly out of breath, huffing, puffing, that kind of thing. Make it look like it actually is urgent, and say, "God, I need your help urgently, urgently. My friend here has just been attacked."
Where?
Sorry, what?
Yeah, they turn to look at you. Yeah, go on. Where?
My friend's just been attacked. There's an alley just not that far from here. A bunch of ruffians with long swords, and they're not even peacebound.
All right, show me. And the four of them leg it after you.
Yeah. So I will direct them down to here, and come in and point at the warehouse, that kind of thing. They're all in there. Watch out! They look armed.
The guards head in round the corner, stop, take in the situation, then walk towards the gate. In fact, actually, one of the guards, the guy who did the talking, says to another one, "Go back and get back up. There's lots of them. Go and get some more." And one of the guards disappears off. Okay, and the three that are left approach the very, very well lit warehouse and the yard in front of it. And there is a man working, quote unquote, near the front gate. And he looks up at the soldiers as they approach. And this guy has got a longsword that is not peace-bound. And the guards say, "You there, why isn't your sword peace-bound?" The man says, "I'm sorry, officer, we're on private property. We had information earlier on that people were going to attack us, so we have just broken our weapons out. We're worried that if we don't, we'll lose a lot of our stock. As you can see, this is why the place is very, very well lit. I do apologise, but we haven't ventured out of our private property." The guard says, "That's as may be, but it's still a requirement for your weapons to be peace-bound while you're in town." And the soldier says, "I understand. Is there anything else I can do for you, officer?" And the guard says, "Yes, I have a report that you have attacked somebody. Would you care to elaborate further? How many of you are in there?" The man says, "There's 24 of us, sir. We haven't been out of the facility all evening. We've just been in here. We're working. We've got a shipment that's going out tomorrow, and we have to make sure that it's inventoried and ready to go out on the carts. We're working late, and we heard that one of the other warehouses, one of the other trading companies, is trying to stop us. They wanted the contract that we've got, so they're bad mouthing us, and they're trying to put a spanner in the works. So we're we're here trying to get the work done overnight so that we can get the wagons out before dawn tomorrow, so that we can thwart them.
I think at this point I'm going to go ahead and nudge Farron and say we should probably slip out the back.
Yeah, and I agree.
So the guard says, "I want to see your commanding officer." I said, well, the man says, "Well, we don't really have a commanding officer, sir, but our foreman is over here. If you wait there, I'll go and get him for you." The guard says, "Open the gate." He says, "Well, I'll go and get the foreman first, sir, and you can speak to him. I don't actually have the authority or the means of opening the gate. It's locked. But I will get my foreman. If you please, I'll be as quick as I can. If you just wait here, he's in that warehouse at the back."
Upon hearing
Right.
that, do we hear that?
Well, I'm just about to ask you to make perception rolls, please.
All of us, or just them two?
Yeah, if you're there, make a roll. So yeah, you can all make it.
I presume I'm making the one for my hawk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm making the one for my hawk.
Falstaff, I'm sorry, you have not. Yeah. I know, right? Okay. So, unfortunately, everybody apart from poor old Falstag, yet again, poor half-orc, hear this.
Upon hearing that, I think we were about to turn and like slip out, but I'm like, well, I want to see who this foreman is.
Yeah. And the guy jogs off into the warehouse, and you notice that the numbers outside of the men who are working are thinning a little bit. What they appear to be doing is they're carrying crates and they're moving them about, and you notice that they're going into the warehouse, taking crates into the warehouse, coming back out, taking crates, coming back out, taking crates, and moving backwards and forwards. But as they do that, the numbers of people that are coming back out of the warehouse dwindle until, over the course of this conversation, the only person left outside is the foreman. You can still hear the sounds of industry coming from inside. You can hear the sounds of moving and things like that, and somebody occasionally appears in the doorway with a crate and moves across the doorway. But nobody actually comes outside, so it's just the guy at the gate who's now jogging back towards the warehouse. He goes in. There are now no workers outside the warehouse.
All right, so I think me and Farron are gonna try and go around the buildings to get to Delgar and Falstag's position.
Yeah, you can do that. You have to go out and around the buildings, but yes, you can do that.
Yeah, okay.
Like in that sort of a way. And come down, yeah, like that.
Yeah. By the way, if you hold Alt when you click, you can click anywhere on the map. It won't snap to grid.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Good to know. So yeah, I think that's what we'll do. We'll do that, and
Yeah.
So, like you said, that there's no one left in the courtyard. The guards don't seem to pay any mind to this.
Well, there is the sound of industry going on and busyness, so they're obviously just assume that they're all inside the warehouse working. So they don't notice anything odd. But then saying that, they didn't have the insight that you had of watching these guys for like 10, 15 minutes first to see how they work before you went off. Now you had that luxury, they haven't, so they've come in completely blind. So to them, they can still see people moving about in the warehouse, so it doesn't seem unnatural to them, because, like, for instance, you might have guy 1 who goes in, out, in, out, in, out, in, and then guy 2 is like in, out, in. Guy 3 does it 5 times before he stays in there, and so they're not all just going in all at the same time. It's dribs and drabs, but over the period of that conversation, they've all gone in the warehouse, but they're not paying any attention to anybody else. They're just doing this of their own volition. Very well orchestrated. Very well orchestrated.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool.
So the guards are like what, around here?
Yeah, they're a bit closer.
Like right there? Basically, what I'm trying to get at is it possible to come in through this alley and or entryway and kind of like get round back to the back side of the building, maybe into the building that way?
You could hop over a fence, and the fence is about halfway down that gap in between the two buildings. But everywhere on the other side of that fence in that courtyard is lit up like a Christmas tree. There are no shadows for you to stealth in whatsoever. None.
Right, but since all the workers are inside the building,
Absolutely.
then they wouldn't be able to spot us. What I'm
That's right.
asking about is, would the guards have a clear line of sight to us?
No. If you were circumspect about how you did it, if you hugged the northern wall of that area.
Okay, yeah, then
That building.
let's do that. So maybe we can slip around the back and get in. Yeah, so I will mention this to Farron and Delgar and Falstag, since we're all together right now. Well, it looks like the workers have decided to hold themselves up in the warehouse. The guards seem completely oblivious, not terribly useful. Perhaps we should try and make our way around back the building.
I'm not convinced by this. He said there are 24 people in there. And the guards are getting back up.
Can we make an insight roll to see if he might have been lying about the 24?
I'm going to say no, not now.
Okay. Well, then I'll just go ahead and state that anyway. It's like, yes, but we only saw 10 people. I mean, couldn't. Perhaps there are 24 people, but not entirely convinced myself. And there are guards there, and more coming.
Besides, there's only 24 weaklings.
Here's the thing. We've gone up to the guards saying, I've gone up sobbing. If they see me and you in that compound causing chaos, they're not going to believe us for a second anymore.
Well, you have a point there. What about you, Delgar? You potentially disguise yourself as a guard and maybe infiltrate the building?
God, probably wouldn't work. But don't know. The guard would be too. I don't think they'd really let me in. And from what Farron said, if I was to disguise myself as one of them, I'd be almost instantaneously spotted. But that's the best chance we'd have.
High-rise, the gates.
Well,
Is that
I
like,
don't.
I was going to say, is the gates like openable from the inside, but not the outside? Like, what I'm asking is, would Griffin be able to disguise himself as a worker and open the gate for the guards?
It looks like that there is only one gate into this place, and that's at the very, very front where you were, and it's only openable from the inside. There is no way of locking it or opening it from the outside whatsoever.
But it's not locked from the inside. He could just open it.
He could just open it, yeah. Again, it's another barred gate. He could just open it. It's a metal barred gate.
Okay, then.
Right, so I guess I could
I
disguise
recommend
myself.
Griffin, then yeah, he hops over the fence, disguises himself, and then goes open the gates for the guards.
While that's happening, you hear a sound. You hear somebody speak from outside the warehouse. You go, "Yes, officers, how can I help you?" And one of the guards says, "Are you the foreman here?" He goes, "Yes, yes, I have that function. Is there a problem?" "I have reports that some of your men have attacked somebody this evening." "Well, sir, I can assure you that my men have been here working. We have a very, very important shipment to go out for one of the merchant houses tomorrow, and we need to get it out before dawn. We've got about 5 hours to get everything boxed. So they're putting it all on the wagons at the moment in the warehouse. If you want to come in and have a look, please, you're quite welcome." Perception check from everybody, please, upon hearing that. Oh, mate.
I have no idea what's going on. I'm just like picking my
All
nose
evening.
and walking in
No-
circles.
No idea what's going on all evening.
He's
It has
just walking
been
around.
It's just incredible. Everybody else knows exactly what's going on. Poor old Falstaff yet again.
Can I look around for food?
You can. You look around for food. The three of you, there is a bit of a steel-edged tone to the guy's voice as he says, would you care to come in and have a look around the warehouse? And the guards say, no, I don't think that'll be necessary. Thank you for that anyway, sir. But we do want to get to the bottom of this. Some of your men have been wandering around without peace-knotted weapons. We can see them. We can't see them now, but we saw them when we turned up. Why? We were given some kind of fool story that you thought you were going to be attacked this evening. And he goes, yes, I'm absolutely 100% sure that there are people out there, even now, watching what's going on and trying to infiltrate our establishment. You can tell that he's got a bit of humour to his voice when he says that. And how do you know that, sir? Well, we have a mage inside who's very, very good at scrying. And so we are 100% certain that something like that is going to happen this evening, which is why our men are very, very circumspect in the way that they are conducting themselves. But, as you will acknowledge, we are on private property. And as such, it is not against the law, albeit frowned upon, for somebody to walk around their own property bearing a weapon. There's a pause, and the guard says, that's as may be, but they are in view of the public, and I still have to file a report about somebody being attacked. He goes, well, I would be more than happy to come down to the Citadel tomorrow morning and make a full report. But until that time, if you can point out which one of my men was guilty of such a thing, sir, then I will make sure he accompanies me down to the Citadel, or alternatively, you may take him away with you now and question him. Would you be able to do that? The guard says, I don't have that information at the moment, but I will get it. You are not to leave this facility. The foreman says, I understand, officer, I understand, but unless you are formally charging us with a crime, we have a shipment that needs to go out very, very early tomorrow morning. And if there is business that you wish to conclude, I would urge you to conclude this business with us before very, very early tomorrow morning so that we can continue on with our mercantile process. If you are not here by the time that we are due to leave, being that you haven't placed us under arrest, I will assume that everything has been sorted out and we will go upon our merry way. Does that seem fair and reasonable? And the guard is squirming a little bit, but he's like, I understand what you're saying, sir, I understand what you're saying. But I'm just asking you this evening, you just keep your men in there working and don't let them roam the street. Do you understand what I'm saying? He goes, yes, absolutely, we have far too much to do for me to let the men out roaming the street and getting up to mischief. We have far too much to do. Of that, you have my absolute word. God says, I understand. We will conclude our business, and if we need to ask any more questions, we will come back. The foreman says, you must, of course, do what you believe is necessary, sir. And the guard mumbles something under his breath, and the conversation ends from what you can hear.
So the foreman that came out to talk to the guard, did he look like anyone we knew? I didn't really catch the description.
There wasn't one because you can't see him, you're just hearing where he is at the moment. Basically,
What about the hawk? Like, I'm assuming the hawk is able to see him because it's like circling above the building.
Okay. Delgar, are you gonna look?
Yeah, of course. That's kind of what my hawk was up for.
Okay. You recognise him as the man in ornate armour with the long hair, the older guy. Although he doesn't appear to be wearing his ornate armour at the moment.
As a foreman, is he dressed any differently, or does he look exactly like the other woman?
He's dressed in clothes.
Right. Has he got the armor on, like the armor underneath that the other people had?
He doesn't.
Or the other men?
Doesn't appear to.
Right.
Are you like relaying this information to us?
But yeah, I'd presume so. So,
Okay.
what do you propose we do?
As he's relaying this information, it's only the
Yep.
foreman still outside that we can hear, right? The rest are in
Yes.
the warehouse.
Yeah.
I make a motion for everyone else to follow me as I try to leap over the fence. Do I need to make a check for anything?
Athletics roll for anybody going over the fence.
I do like a triple flip as I jump over the fence.
Yeah, you just ninja yourself straight over it without breaking a sweat. Boom, straight over. You bounce off of the wall next to the fence, basically, and then hop over parkour style.
And give the rest of the group a sly wink as I go over, just to start things.
Nice. Okay, you've gone over. The rest of you?
Yeah, I'll give it a try.
I'm still best to stay behind.
And fall on my ass.
You do. You think, oh, actually, there's a box here, and that'd be perfect. You use that as to give you a step up. However, you stand on the box, and as you sort of steel yourself to jump up, you kind of push down in order to push up off of the box, and you go straight through the box, which is rotten, and hit the ground with a bit of a jar.
Alright. Well, I will dust myself off and say, I think you'll have to go this one alone.
Would that not have made quite a commotion?
It does make a bit of noise, yeah. Not a massive amount, but it does make some noise.
Right, okay.
No one else coming over with me.
Anyone else?
Well, I think I'm probably best, considering whenever I'm using my hawk, I'm dead as a doornail. Doornail? Dead. Fuck. Right. I think it's probably best if I stay behind.
Okay.
Fast egg.
Well, my plan was to hang out with Griffin since he can't see, so I was going to accompany him.
You should go over, because Flint's over now, since he kind of couldn't make it.
Okay. Well, then I will go. Do you want acrobatics or athletics?
Either's fine. If somebody helped you over, Flint, you could probably get over. But all you need is somebody to...
Can I toss him over?
Well, you could, if you make a strength check, and Sabin, you can make another athletics roll, you can get over. You don't need to make a particularly high strength check. Yeah. That's fine. Boom. Over.
Alright.
Okay.
I draw like an arrow and I take it he can see us the second we jump over.
No, you can't. No, he's got his back. Well, in order for you to see him, you have to move to the edge of the building.
Did you say he had his back turned to us?
Yeah.
Okay, then I draw an arrow, get to the edge of the building, and I hastily walk up to him, and I just say like, "Stay where you fucking are."
Okay.
Don't you dare.
He turns round. He turns around to look at you.
The others like backing me up here.
What the rest of you doing?
So, if he turns, then I guess I would try to swiftly get in with the knife, like to his neck, that kind of thing.
As you move towards him, he backs away and says, no. We're not having that. And he hasn't got a weapon out. He doesn't have any weapons on him. But he puts his fist up as you go towards him with a knife. What do you want?
Well, if he's willing to put his fists up, then I will wait, assuming that Farron is going to loose an arrow into this guy.
Yeah, I loose an arrow straight into his leg.
Okay, please roll a hit.
Okay, give me a second, just need to find the thing.
Okay, boom, straight into his leg, straight into his thigh.
And I immediately like draw out another arrow and point it straight at him.
Roll me damage, please. Okay.
After the arrow, flies by, I'm gonna attempt to, get on top of him, assuming he goes to the ground, and put my hand over his mouth, that kind of thing, keep him quiet.
But he does make some sound when the arrow hits him, because he does before you can get to him. But he does indeed go down. He's now lying on his back, and you can put your hand over his mouth to stop him from shouting anymore. He basically went ah! Before you got to him.
All right, yeah. So I will put my hand over his mouth and say to Farron, right, well, this is a bit of a predicament we've gotten ourselves into. What do we do now?
What about the rest of you? You can hear this go down. What you're doing? So that's Falstag and Delgar.
I'm just watching. I don't view this guy as a real threat, so I don't have any. I don't know. I just kind of watch them, and I don't know. I'm disappointed in it.
Can I
I
like
thought that it was unnecessary.
So Falstag, you're the other side of the fence. You're just watching over the top of the fence.
Oh no, I jumped over the fence too. I thought.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, yes, you did. And
All
Griffin,
right, so I'm by myself behind the fence, but
do you want to get over?
I mean, I can try.
Make an athletics roll.
Yep. Let's see if I break everything. Oh, 1 second, my character sheet's bugging out. Sorry.
No, you just cannot get over. You cannot get over, I'm afraid.
Right, okay. Well, instead of that, I basically just keep my hawk. Instead of having a bird's eye view, I bring him down to keep an eye specifically on the warehouse, like any entrance or exit, just to make sure that no one comes out.
There is only one entrance and exit, and that's the big main doors at the front. There is no other way into that building. There are no other windows, there is no skylights, there is nothing other than the big main double doors at the front.
Is it
Right.
possible to bar the doors from the outside?
The doors are... You can't see the doors. They're sliding, it looks like. So they're slid back into their housings. So presumably with that, not even a bar would work.
Okay, I want to turn to Falstag and just like point and say, watch the door for us, please. Watch our backs.
I nod. And I watch the door.
Okay, Falstag, perception roll, please. Make a dice roll. Make it a good one. Your dice hate you this evening, don't they?
It's double digits. Come on,
It is,
give me
it
something.
is. And it's good enough. Yeah, there is somebody inside the warehouse, and they're looking out of the warehouse. It appears to be one of the guards, or one of the not guards, the workers. Sat on a chair, watching, looking out. He's hidden back in the darkness, but he's sat on a chair watching you. Sorry,
Alright.
Rain, go ahead.
I relay that information to Farron.
Okay.
We've got their like leader here, so to say they're not gonna. If they come out and start anything, he's a dead man, and they know it. I turn to the guy and say, right, where were we? Answers, I believe, is what I was asking for.
He mumbles something underneath the hand.
I'll say, now, make sure you keep quiet and don't scream out, or else we're going to have a bit of nasty business to deal with, aren't we? And I will slowly remove my hand and then say, now answer the nice man.
He's smiling and looking straight up at you. Just got this big shit-eating grin on his face.
All right, yeah. Just take the knife and kind of, press it against the, jugular vein, and maybe, just draw a little bit of blood and say, tisk, tisk, tisk.
He starts pushing his throat against your blade and says, "Go on, then. What are you waiting for, you faggot?"
Well, as the man said, we are waiting for answers. I'll make sure to let the blade give. Like I'll move my hand back as he presses against it.
Okay.
I want to shove my boot directly in his face and repeat again. Answers, fucker.
You ask me a question, maybe I'll answer it. Maybe.
What
If you're good.
did you do to the boats?
Honestly, I didn't do anything to the boats.
You know what happened to the boats. What
I
happened?
do. I do know what happened to the boats. I know exactly what happened to the boats, and it was glorious. Glorious.
Something else will be pretty glorious in a minute. Your head severed unless you answer what exactly happened to the boats.
I think it was 4 and 20 gnomes. Oh no, wait, hang on. No, it was.
As he's doing
It was
this,
a
I loose another arrow into his other thigh.
Okay, yeah, that's good enough. He's prone. I mean, that's fine. So yeah, damage. Okay.
I draw another arrow and point it inches from his face.
He's losing a lot of blood from both of these wounds. A lot of blood.
And I just say, stop fucking around. You are so dead unless you answer these questions.
So if he's losing a lot of blood, I'm gonna go ahead and well, let me see.
Take off your belt and wrap it around his thigh or something.
Well, I don't know if I actually. Is there such a thing as, I guess, medicine is what you would use for heal checks now? I don't have that trained. So, hmm.
I beckon for
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and use a spell and heal him.
I don't think we should heal him.
I have a healer's kit. That was part of one of the things that I bought or started with so I could stabilize people. So
Okay, yeah. So I guess if he well, can I roll medicine to see if he's like in a dying state where he's bleeding out?
You can, but you don't have the skill, do you?
Well, I don't have it trained.
No. Okay, yes, you can make the roll, but please make it very, very good because you're not trained. So he's bleeding a lot. That's pretty good. No, he's not going to die, but he's probably going to go unconscious. Well, he will die eventually if this is left untreated, but it'll take a long time.
Okay.
He's likely to go unconscious before that happens, though.
What was his response to when I said after I shot him again?
He makes a louder sort of cry at this point, and it turns into a laugh as he finishes.
I beckon for Sabin to put his hand over his mouth again.
Yeah. As he starts to make increasingly larger amounts of noise, I will put my hand over his mouth to shut him up.
He mumbles something underneath your hand.
I'll stand on his thigh, exactly where the wound is, and give him a sly smile.
Okay. His eyes gaze straight back at you, and there's no pain in his eyes. He just gazes straight back at you. In fact, actually, it looks like you kind of, when people laugh, you can see it in the eyes as well. That's what you're seeing in his eyes.
You know
Even though
what's
he's not
happening next, don't you? Your friend, your little friend. He will die. He won't live through the night unless you get.
He shrugs. He mumbles something, but obviously Sabin's hand is over him.
All right. I'll remove my hand and say, "What was that?"
I know I'm going to die, but you're not going to kill my friend. Now, if you're going to kill me, just get it over and done with, because you're really boring me. You're really boring me. Just get it over and done with.
Straight at his head.
Okay. Got hit. That's fine.
I don't need to roll damage, do I? He's just dead.
No, not really. So I'll just adjusting something on my character sheets. Yeah, you kill him. You get him right in between the eyes, and his head snaps back and crashes against the pavement. You see blood start to pool out around him.
Right, well then. Suppose that's done. Rummage through his pockets, I guess, and see if we can't find
We
anything
still need to be careful
interesting.
of the guys in the warehouse.
Yeah,
Right.
but you know,
Falstaff, the guy
Yes,
that
sir.
sat on that chair hasn't moved an inch since you've been looking at him. He's staring out.
Can I blow him a kiss?
Yep. Doesn't flinch or react to you in any way, shape, or form. Delgar, what are you doing? You can hear what's going on.
Well, I want to be in there, but I kinda can't, so.
Make another roll. You can now. It just takes a bit of time. It's
Yeah, obviously just not consecutive roll after another until I get it.
no. But it's generally
Was it acrobatics or athletics? Sorry.
Whichever you prefer. It doesn't make any difference.
Acrobatics.
That's
There
fine.
we go.
Okay. You do something similar to what Ferron did, just nowhere near as cool and ninja as he did it. But you
I'll
bounce
just
off
make
the
it
wall
over.
to the next to the fence, and get up over it. But yes, you get up over
Right.
it.
I walk towards them. Well, you guys have made a fucking mess over here, haven't you? Well, with him out of the way, I heard the whole thing. But what do you reckon we do now?
We need his friend.
right. So when I rummage through his pockets, do I find anything of note or
No, there's
interest?
absolutely nothing in any of his pockets at all. Well, he doesn't have pockets. He has. There are not even any pouches on his belt. There is literally nothing on him. The only thing that he's got of any note whatsoever is a very plain-looking ring on the middle finger of his right hand.
Okay, yeah, take that.
Here, let
and
me
just
see
pocket
that
it
ring.
from. Oh, aren't we like kind of worried about being spotted potentially?
Yeah, I want to like have my just arrow just like pointing at the warehouse door, so to say, or like from the side of the warehouse where they come around.
Yeah, I guess it's
Alright.
probably a better idea.
And then you said wasn't he wearing like armor of some kind?
No, just clothing.
Oh, so this one was just wearing just clothing? I thought they
Yes.
were all wearing armor. Sorry.
Yeah, all the rest of them were wearing armor under clothing. He was just wearing clothing. He had taken his armor off.
Okay. Does he still have his sword attached to him in any
No,
way?
no, it doesn't. No
No,
weapons, nothing
yeah,
on it.
you said he
Literally
was
nothing apart from
pulled
the
up
ring.
his fists. Okay. All right. Well then. Yeah. Let's kind of move to a more advantageous position, and then I'll hand the ring to Delgar and say, "Suppose there's anything special about this thing?"
Can I examine it? And if I don't see anything, well,
Yeah.
can I examine it?
You can, and you do see something.
What do
Hang
I
on.
see?
I shall show you.
Fabulous.
No, it doesn't look like it's working. Oh. Right, I can't show you because it doesn't appear to be working. There is an upside down triangle. This is on the inside of the ring. On the inside of the ring, there is an upside down triangle with a curved top, with a white circle in the middle, and a Z in it.
I'm sorry. Can you draw that maybe?
Yeah, I'm trying to find the picture.
Oh, okay, cool.
I've got the picture.
Well, okay, you should probably be able to delete, but is it something like this? High res.
Something like what?
On the Nightingale thing, can you not see that?
On the where? What?
Do you see nothing there?
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
Oh right, no. I'll just draw it. Hang on.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can thing me it.
Fuck's sake. Bit like that. It's obviously so you've got a triangle with a rounded top, with a circle in the middle, with a Z that extends out the circle like that.
Right. Okay.
Got it?
Do I recognize this at all?
No, you don't. None of you do. Well, saying that, actually, let's have. Let me look at character sheet. Hang on a minute. We'll make a roll. Let's have a history roll from anybody who has it, or even if you don't, make a history roll.
Okay.
$19.
Oh.
Okay. So 19. Well, actually, no, 15. You got 15, didn't you, Fem? I just saw the 6, but there's a 15 over the side there. Okay. So 19 and 15. Yes, it's the sigil for the Zentarim.
Wonderful.
Don't know if you guys know who that is, but I don't. So.
Well, I do. Out of character. I don't think that my in character would know too much
Yeah,
about them.
do their characters just know the symbol, or do they know? Like, how much do they know?
You are familiar with them in very, very, very broad details. You know that they are basically, or were basically, a mercenary company gone bad. Effectively. You don't know much else about them. But they're a big, big, big network.
I presume that even though I fucked it up, they've still relayed this to me.
Yeah, I will.
All right.
We need to get inside that warehouse.
Well, from what I can see, the only way we're getting in there is bursting down the front door. Unless you have any better ideas.
The guy in the window, is he still not like doing anything?
No, it's not doing anything.
Would I be able to like speak to him through the window?
Well, you can see him through the door. There are no windows. He's through the door.
Oh, okay. So can I go up to him, like not up to him, so to say, but like to speak to him through the door?
Yeah.
And just say, send the boy out, and the rest of you can go.
Doesn't
None of you
move.
get hurt.
Doesn't even look at you. Doesn't move. Just basically seems to stare straight ahead. Completely ignores you.
Can I make a perception check on him?
Yeah, got him. He's not moving at all.
Is this man dead? Will my character know that?
Well, his eyes are open, and he seems to be looking out of the door in your direction, broadly speaking, but he's not registering anything you're saying and doing. Yes, he could be dead with his eyes open. Some people do sleep with their eyes open, although he'd probably be snoring, and there'd probably be movement.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Is like, is he breathing?
He does well. He's got baggy clothing on over the armor for a start, so it's difficult to see. But you would put money on the fact that the guy's dead.
Right. Well, do you relay that information to the rest of us?
Yeah. Fuck. They've got away. Yeah, we need to go into the warehouse. This guy that we're seeing is dead. This could well be a ruse, and they could well just have slipped away through some passage.
Right. Well, I guess we're just gonna go straight in.
Can I just like poke my head in the door before we like all just barge in?
Yeah. Yeah. What you've got is a big warehouse that extends straight ahead of you, and then there is a series of doors and rooms on the left-hand side, and a set of stairs that go up to the next floor, which is above you. Well, above you on the left-hand side. Above you, exactly above you, is just open area.
Okay, then I relay all that to the guys, and shall we just go on in?
Right. Perhaps we should be stealthy about it.
Bloody hell. Flint? What Flint?
Phase out of existence.
Yeah. Okay, who's going in? Just two of you?
I'd presume so. I have no intent of attempting to stealth, but I can give it a crack.
Are you going in?
Yeah, I'll go in.
Okay, Falstag?
Yes.
Am I still
Nice.
to run
Nice.
a stealth?
Yep. If you want to be stealthy, yes.
I mean, I guess give
And-
us a good, like 5-10 paces, but yeah.
Okay, right. The first thing is it's quiet in here. Very, very, very quiet. The second thing is you can smell blood.
Wonderful. All right. Well, I will mention to everyone that definitely smells like blood. Hope no one's dead that we didn't kill.
Can we like investigate the area?
Also,
Yeah.
investigate the guy that was like just standing there.
Sat there. He sat on a chair.
Or sorry, sat there.
There were no marks on him whatsoever. He just sat on a chair, but he is very, very dead. If you move him, he flops.
Okay. Well, we'll go through his pockets and see if he has anything of interest.
His purse strings that he would have had, pouch strings, have been cut.
Okay.
And on his fingers, there was an area where there would have been a ring, but the ring was very, very recently removed because he still has the indentation on the finger.
Okay.
Same finger as the other guy.
Okay. Does he also have his armor and sword removed?
Yeah. No, he's still got his sword and his armor.
All right. Take the sword just to inspect it later.
Yep.
And then the armor, it's obscured by his shirt?
Yeah, it's underneath clothing.
All right. Go ahead and lift the clothing up just to get a look at it.
Okay. It's very, very functional leather armor. Good quality, but very, very functional. Nothing special about it at all.
Okay, so it doesn't match the other guy's armor. Okay, fair enough. Right, onward. Let's see. Is this like a multi-level building, or?
Yeah. There's what you've got immediately to your left-hand side is a door which is closed. And then there's a set of stairs that go up on the outside of the level above in this room that you're in. And then just underneath the stairs, there's another door on the left. You can also see two more doors further down on the left as well, on this level.
All right. So there's 4 doors total. Is that correct?
On this floor, and there's a doorway above at the top of the stairs.
All right.
Should we just go through the doors one by one as a group? Don't split up.
Yeah, probably.
All right. Yeah. If you guys don't want to split up, then let's do that. Start with the first one.
Split up and look for clues.
Well, I was thinking of teams of 2, like me and Farron, perhaps, and Falstag and Delgar.
Okay.
But yeah, let's we'll just stick together then. Anyone opposed to starting with the first door?
Nope.
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 All right, yeah, let's go. I will check the door, make sure it's not trapped or anything like that.
I've got my arrow pointed straight at the door every time he opens one.
Okay, you don't find any traps.
All right, check it, see if it's locked.
It is not.
All right, and then I will try to quietly open the door.
Yes, it opens, and what you've got is a meeting area, sort of a mess area. There's a table, there's a crock pot over in the corner with a fire that's unlit, and that sort of area. So it's somewhere that people would gather and eat and chat and so on.
All right, just kind of look around, I guess, and see if there's anything of interest. While looking it over.
No, you don't appear to see anything of interest.
All right. So I'll motion to move to the next door. All these doors are on the left, right?
That's correct, yes. The right-hand side wall is actually the outside wall.
Okay, yeah, then move to the next door and check that one for traps.
Well, this door's open, so you're just looking through there. And
Oh, fair enough.
It looks like an office. And there's a couple of desks in here. And that's it, really.
Okay, but nothing out of the ordinary, nothing that stands out just
No.
by looking in.
No,
Okay.
no.
I'll tell everyone, make note of this room, and we'll come back to it later. Next door.
Before you do that,
Oh.
make a perception roll.
All right.
Okay, anybody else looking in?
Yeah, I am.
No. Right. Okay.
Just to see if I could roll.
And you do. So I'm going to sell you Falstag first, rather than Ferron, who got the higher roll, because you deserve it more, because you've been failing all evening.
I'm excited.
You can smell blood a lot stronger in this room. And Ferron, you can as well. However, you notice that there's a ever so small dark patch on the floor that you would have missed previously. It doesn't look much. It's sort of very, very small, like a couple of drops in the middle of the floor.
I bend down to touch it. Is it still is it dried blood?
No, not at all. It's fresh blood, and it's still just about warm. And you actually feel something wet hit the top of your head.
Okay, I look up at what do I see when I look up at the ceiling?
You see the floorboards of the room above you, and there's a gap, a slightly bigger gap, and there's blood coming through from that.
Okay, I point this to everyone on the ceiling and suggest we go up to the second floor. We should really go up to the second floor, guys. There's something up there that's dripping through the floorboards.
Right, but we don't want to get ambushed from behind, do we? Stuck up on the second floor, with the enemy on the bottom.
We don't want to give them time to get away if they're doing something on the second floor. Or if there's something that we, on the second floor that we should take note of.
Huh? I guess what does the rest of the group want to do? Since I kind of made an argument for checking out the rest of the first floor, whereas Farron wants to go to the second floor.
If this blood is fresh, I suggest that we make our way to the top floor as quick as possible to make sure we don't miss anything. Albeit it could be something to try to lure us away from looking in the other rooms. Do you want to just split like we intended? Two to the top to check out the where the blood's coming from, and another two to keep checking these bottom two floors?
I don't think that's smart when we've just uncovered blood. Warm blood at that.
Yeah, I don't think we should split up either. I'm very protective of my friends.
Okay, guys, what do you do?
I want to go to the second floor.
So do you start heading up?
I will go to the second
Question.
floor as well.
No, question before that happens. Would there be enough room in here for a bird to fly? Or a hawk in particular? Or is it really small and close?
In the main area, it could fly in and fly out again. It couldn't really fly about. In the smaller rooms, not a chance.
Griffin,
Right.
how much do you weigh?
1 second, I can tell you. Don't quite remember. Top of my head, 180 pounds.
Oh, I could do that easy. I could carry you while your bird searches the other rooms.
The bird can't really search the other rooms. It couldn't really fly into them because
Yeah.
its wingspan is wider than the door.
Oh, it's big.
Oh yeah, it's a big, big hawk.
Okay.
It could
okay.
just walk in though, couldn't it? Or like do that little bird hop thing.
Bird hop thing.
Yes, it could, but it's suboptimal. But yes, it could.
I think we'd just be handicapping ourselves by doing this sort of thing, to be honest.
Yeah, we need to, right, just let's have a vote. Who wants to go up to the top 3? Or to the top room?
I do.
I have a good feeling about going upstairs as well.
Yeah, if everyone else is gonna want to go to the
So do
top,
I.
then I'm just gonna follow.
Yeah, so I guess
kinda
we'll make
stick
our
with
way
the
to that
whole
room.
not splitting up aesthetic.
What order should we go in?
I'd say probably Falstag in the front. Biggest bastard.
I'm happy
Oh,
to
yeah,
go
okay.
second with just like an arrow pointing either round or like over Falstag or something like that.
Right, I'll probably stick at the back, considering I'm probably the easiest to kill.
Right, so we head up the stairs in the order of Falstag, me, Sabin, and
Okay.
Dola.
You head
Alright,
upstairs,
I'm-
and there is a closed door ahead of you.
I need to roll my stealth check. Sneaking up to this door. I want to put my ear up to the door and listen.
You do not hear anything.
Do I see any like tripwires or anything? Give a perception check.
Can I do a perception
No,
check
you don't.
as well?
You don't see any tripwires. No.
I'm gonna quietly open the door and look inside.
Okay. You open the doors, and you're greeted with a sight that's probably going to stay with you for a very, very long time. What you have is a circle on the floor in blood. Big, big circle, some kind of ritual circle. It's about 15 feet across. At 5 points of this circle, hanging from the ceiling, there is one of the workers hung up from by his feet with his throat slit, and the blood is still coming out of the bodies into the circle. They are grasping, each one of them has a dagger in his right hand that is covered in blood, and their hands are on the floor.
So these people with the daggers in their hands, they're alive?
No, they're very, very dead.
Slit
Oh,
throats.
okay. So they also have slit throats. I thought there was someone hanging from the ceiling that was had his throat slit. Sorry.
Yeah, they're the ones that have got the dagger in their hand, I thought.
Around the circle, there's like 5 points, and at each point, there's one person hanging with their throat slit and a knife in their hand, I think you said?
That's correct.
Right.
So wait, if they're hanging, how do they have knives in their hands?
Because their hands are on the floor.
They're hung by their feet.
So they're hung by their feet, their hands are on their
Mhm.
floor, the hands are on the floor, and the knife is in their hand. Well, regardless of how they do it, the knife is in their hand.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering, like, if you die, you kind of drop whatever weapon or whatever thing you're holding. So okay, 5 people, they're dead. Do they look like they have those Zentarum rings on them?
Well, that's on the right hand, and their right hands are all in the blood. But the one of them that you look at, yes, you can see there's a ring. Sorry, no, you can see that there is a place for a ring, but there is no ring.
Ah, okay. So I will.
Can you describe the room? Like, what's on the periphery of the room? Like, how big is it?
The room is about 20 foot square. It's a wooden warehouse. So wooden walls, wooden ceiling, wooden floor. And it looks like that there would have been lots and lots of boxes in here, all stacked up here, there and everywhere. But all of those boxes have been moved to the sides. You can see them. They're all been moved out to the sides to create this big open space in the middle. And out of the edges of where this circle is, you can in fact see the drag marks where the boxes would have been pushed aside to make room to put this circle down. Now, the circle itself is, now that you've got in and have a look, there is a symbol that has been drawn in this circle in blood, and I'll show you that now.
Ooh,
It looks like a demon's hand.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a bit like a demon's hand, grasping rays of light or something like that.
All right.
Religion check, please, from anybody who has religion.
All right, just a second.
In fact, actually, if you don't, you can roll it as well. Think about it, anybody. 15's good. 13 isn't, unfortunately. Sorry, Faustag.
That's okay. I wasn't in last. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
19.
Ooh, 19, yeah. Okay, right. So 15 and 19, you recognise that as the symbol of Bane. Now, Bane is a very, very evil and malicious greater god. And his
Doesn't he poison like people's dreams or something?
he's
I don't know.
Fear, hatred, oppression, that sort of thing. That's what he has dominion over. That's what I was going to call dominion. But he's very, very
Alright.
ill.
Okay. So I don't know if we can tell what this circle was meant for. Like, I mean, clearly this looks like some kind of magical something or other.
Oh yeah.
Should we roll like Arcana to see if we can figure out what it's for?
Yeah.
Well, can I use what is it? Would identify magic work on this?
You can give it a go.
Yeah, I'll cast as a spell, not a ritual, seeing as how we're probably in a bit of a hurry.
Yeah.
So,
And I'll go ahead and give the Arcana roll too, just in case.
Okay.
Well, that didn't work at all.
Right.
This is for
This
summoning
is-
fluffy bunnies.
This is a focus for a very, very powerful portal spell.
Can I tell at all if it's been used or if it was just?
Oh, it definitely has been used. It has definitely been used. The power is waning now. So,
Right.
Potentially this has been some kind of mass teleport or a portal or something like that. But whatever it is, whoever was here has now gone elsewhere. You can't tell to where, though.
Do I know any way to reopen the portal?
No.
Well,
It looks like whatever's been done has been done.
so it's kind of just like drained up, done with now. It's just left over.
No, it's not drained. It's still active, so it still could
Right.
be used. But but you are adamant that it requires something in order to reactivate it, and you're not entirely sure what. Some kind of object, possibly.
Right. What about that note we found? I don't know. I'm just guessing here, but would that note have anything to do with it? Not to you.
I
but-
have no idea. Like, I mean, we don't know what it says. I mean, I think we just need more clues.
Well, I say, knowing this is here and knowing that they have most likely left through this portal, I think would be in our best interest to finish searching the warehouse and see what we can find.
I agree.
I think our
Guessing-
best way... Sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say, I'm guessing that some of the blood downstairs might be from through the floor here, and that maybe the other rooms are completely unrelated. There might be some clues in there.
Yeah, let's just go search for stuff then.
Okay, can everybody make me a perception roll, please?
Yeah. Also, I was just gonna ask: is the it's 2 stories, right?
Yes.
So is the top story identical in layout to the bottom story?
No, not even close. No, there's
Right.
where
Okay.
you are at the moment. You're in one room, but there's a door leading off of this room somewhere else. But that's it. So no, it's not the same at all. Can
Right.
you make a perception check as well, please, Griff?
Yeah. Sorry. There it is. Oh.
Okay. Ferron, you are the only person to see this, even though the rest of you are really, really well. The DC was quite a lot higher than normal. As you are in one of the other rooms, and the other 2 rooms are just warehouse rooms. So, sorry, the other 3 rooms are just warehouse rooms. There's one more room upstairs, which is an identical size to this room, that has lots of boxes and that in. And there are 2 rooms downstairs, one of which is completely empty, and it looks like it's been empty for a while, the other which has stuff in. And you go through all of these just to check. But as you are looking about, something catches your eye and you backpedal a couple of steps, and you see something glinting on the floor that's just been, looks like it's been dropped and has gone between 2 crates. And as you go down, pick it up, you notice that there's a ring there. Silverish metal ring.
I show this ring to obviously everyone and pass it to Saban to compare with the other ring.
Yeah, I'll pull the other ring out and try to compare, see if it's like similar in any way.
Okay, yes, similar. However, the first ring that you found is slightly better quality than the ring that you've just picked up. It's a better quality of metal. So this ring is more, it would be cheaper to manufacture, but it's a similar style as the one you already have. Same sigil on the inside as well. But the sigil on the inside of this isn't, it's still very well carved, but isn't as good as the other one. This one, however, has a bit of blood on it.
Okay. Yeah. So pick it up and pocket that one as well. Hopefully we can get these checked out.
That room up there is has beds in it, lots and lots of beds, about 20 of them. And it looks, there are lockers, foot chests, things like that, and it looks like quite a few of them have been very, very hurriedly emptied. Some of them are upside down. It looks like people have dumped stuff out on their bed. So there's 5 chests there that haven't been touched. All the rest of them have been opened and turned over, and things have been taken. But there's still a lot of stuff there. There's clothes, you can find weapons, there's food, there's drink. There's lots of stuff that's been left behind. But there are 5 chests that are untouched.
We should search for a
5
lockpick kit.
chests. Yeah. Let's look amongst the things that are there and see if there's anything like a lockpick kit or anything like that.
Make a perception roll.
Everyone else want to help, I guess?
Yeah, I'll make one as well.
Yeah.
Just give me a second.
Yeah, you go through the stuff and you find thieves' picks and tools in one of the chests.
Awesome. Finally got thieves' tools again. Alright, so yeah, check all 5 of the chests then at this point, since now we have thieves' tools. Hopefully I can,
Yeah, none of them
work
are
my
locked,
magic.
and you check for traps,
Huh.
and none of them have traps on them. And the first thing you notice when you open them up, each one of them has some black cloth on the very, very top, folded neatly and put in the very, very top of the chest. And
Okay.
so, what are you going to do? How are you going to approach
Okay,
this?
so then if that's what we see. I'll take the black cloth off.
Yeah.
Of like the first one that I find, I suppose. Is there anything in it? Like, does it feel like there's anything in it? Like, if I pat it?
Well, actually, now that you have a look at it, it's a set of black robes.
Oh, okay. I guess unfurl it and let's see what it looks like on the front and the back and that kind of thing. Like, just
It's
give it a look.
utterly featureless, made of very, very thin, low-grade cloth. No markings, engravings, embroidery, sorry, of any kind on it anyway. It's hooded robes with long-ish sleeves that would probably go down to the ground. And it's black. And you look at the other chest and realise that the cloth of this set of robes is identical to the cloth that's in the top of the other chest, so they're probably robes as well.
Okay, so they're just robes. Then they're not anything special. I'll pat them all just to make sure.
Sure.
Nothing like hidden in any of them.
Nope.
All right. Yeah, I'll take a set. I don't know if anyone else wants to take one. Just pocket it just in case. And then after that, inspect the contents of each of the chests, and not just look through the chests like in their contents themselves, but also like inspect like the walls of the chest. See if there's anything like hidden about any of those.
Sure. Okay, well, the chests are very low grade. Very low grade. I mean, they probably, if you'd kicked one hard enough, it probably would have opened. They don't have locks on them, so it's not as if they weren't locked. They don't even have locks on them. But you are 100% sure that the wood is so low grade that there is no way anything could be concealed in a hidden compartment, because it's just not thick enough. They're very, very low grade chests. But you do check them all just to make sure there's nothing underneath them, nothing hidden anywhere at all in any of them. What you do find in them is typically soldiers' gear. So across quite a few of them, it's different in every one, but you'll find an assortment of things like boot black, a sword, sharpening kit, candles, tinderboxes, underwear, breeches, tunics. There's blankets. There's all sorts of the sort of thing that you would expect a soldier to have in his kit bag, or rather, no, not a soldier, a mercenary to have in his kit bag, if he was going to be stationed somewhere for a period of time.
So you said soldier. I was like wondering, is there any kind of an insignia? But they're mercenaries. Okay.
Sorry, yeah, mercenaries. Yeah, because soldiers would imply something different. Because it's not identical across any of them by any means. Any of the equipment that's in there. So no.
Okay. So you said there were some candles and blankets, right? I will take 1 blanket and 4 candles.
Sure. Please put that down in character sheet. All good. Anybody else?
I will take food and I will begin eating it right away.
Okay. It's trail rations, so it's not gone off. It's still very mundane, but sure. It'll satisfy hunger.
All right. Other than those, like, weird little bits and bobs, there's nothing like of particular worth in there.
No, not in any of them at all. It really does look like the mundane contents of somebody's life.
All right. Well, I guess inspect the rest of the room, see if there's anything of interest, like throughout the rest of the room.
You do find in one of the chests, there's one bed that's situated slightly further away than the others, and it has a screen near it. So you're probably assuming that one belongs to some kind of foreman or officer or something like that. And he has a chest identical to the others, and the contents of his chest are broadly very, very, very similar to the others, apart from the fact he does have a small bottle that is wax sealed and has a sigil engraved on the top of it.
Okay. Do I recognize the sigil at all?
It looks like the symbol of Bane, but it's very, very, very crudely done. Very crudely done.
Okay. You say it's a small bottle. Does it have liquid in it?
Yeah, there is liquid in it. It's glass bottle, and there's a cloudy bluish liquid in it, and it's wax sealed. So in order to open it, you'd have to break the wax seal and take the stopper out, the cork stopper.
I'm totally not going to do this, but my instinct is to just fucking drink that shit right now. Just drink it now.
I know,
see
right?
if we can see anything. Drink it now.
Oh no. No. Let's see. Let's let's go ahead and I'll hand that to Delgar and see if he can discern anything special about it. Now you said that this guy's chest was similar, but I don't remember if you had said that he had one of those black robes in it or not.
Yes, sorry, there is a set of black robes in there as well.
Okay. All right. And nothing special about the black robes or anything like that, right?
No.
All right. Cool. So yeah, I'll hand that vial over to Delgar and say, "Have any idea what this is?"
Could I roll like medicine or something to see if I notice it as any form of something
No,
for an ailment
that
or
that won't work. It's a blue cloudy liquid in a bottle.
right?
No, you won't be able to roll medicine. There is not a standard colour for anything in particular. So the only way you
Right.
could do that would be to either drink it and get the effects, or to use, if it was a magical item, get an unidentify on it. Apart from that, you can't determine anything. You could open it up and it could be cider. You know, it could be anything. The chances are it's probably not, because it's cloudy blue, and nothing natural is generally cloudy and blue. Cloudy is
Right.
blue.
Well, okay. First off, to the group. Well, if I'm not in a hurry, I could cast Identify. I could just ritualize it. It'd take me about 10 minutes to see what it is. I can't make heads or tails of what it is otherwise, though.
I'd rather check the rooms downstairs first and then identify after.
Yeah, I think I'd agree.
Sounds good. I'll just hold on to it for now. What was it called again? So I can just add it to my inventory.
Just
like-
call it
A cloudy bottle.
cloudy blue bottle.
Right. Ready when you guys are.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. So, this is the third room, as I recall, right? On the bottom floor.
Yes.
All right. So I guess since we're pretty much done with this room, on to the fourth one. And the fourth one
No,
has.
well, you've done all of the rooms now. Basically, this is what
Oh.
you found across all of the rooms.
I thought there were 4 rooms on the bottom floor. My mistake.
Yeah, there are, but for ease, you don't find anything else. You go through the other rooms and you find the room upstairs is the one. You've got 2 rooms upstairs. One has the bodies and the blood in. The other one is a bedroom. Downstairs, you have an empty room, 2 rooms full of boxes, and an office. But
Okay.
you've gone through everything now in some detail.
In that case, go back to the office and the one with the desks and such, and
Yeah.
see if we can't rummage through that for some, I don't know, whatever's in the desks.
Okay, the desks are empty, and looking at one of them, it looks like it's been empty for quite a while. You do find a book in one of them, and it looks like a prayer book to Bane.
Ooh, gimme, gimme.
Yeah, let's we'll take that. Well, before I touch it, can I'm gonna ask Delgar. It's a devious-looking book. Looks like it has that evil god's symbol on it, Bane. Could you maybe see if it's got any kind of magical spells on it? Something that presumably could injure me should I touch it.
How many spell slots do you have left, Griff?
I have 2 left.
Okay.
So,
Well, I don't know.
yes.
I mean,
Oh, sorry.
go ahead and I guess take your time. Like I think you can cast detect magic as a ritual spell, right?
Yeah. Or will identify, yeah.
Well, identify you have to touch it, don't you?
This is true. I don't think I have detect magic. 1 second. I'm pretty sure I don't. No, I don't think I do. Let me just check. It's not cantrip, is it?
No, it's not.
I think
Yeah,
it's
no,
at
I don't
first
have it.
level.
It's first level.
Yeah, no, I don't have it. I only have
Okay.
identify. So it's, one way or the other, someone's going to get injured if it's got something on it.
All right.
I'd
Well
say we
then,
get Falstaff to get it. The hardier of the four.
What are you asking me to do?
Open the book.
yeah, just pick it up. If it's something that you can touch, then we'll let um
Delgar.
Delgar touch it and identify on it and all that.
I walk up to the book and crudely grab it and flip the page.
You turn the page. Okay, I would like you to make me a saving throw. Wahaha.
Which kind
So-
of saving throw?
Wait, you actually touch it and you don't you don't hand it to Delgar?
Well,
You
no,
just
he picks
immediately
it up,
open it?
opens it.
Well, you did ask me to open it, so I opened it.
No, I said to just touch it, like to pick it up.
Oh, I
Okay.
touched it and then I opened it. The touching
Anyway.
it didn't seem to do anything, but the opening seemed to do something.
Yeah, that's why I was like, if you can pick it up, then we're gonna give it to Delgar to get him to identify it, because that means he can touch the book without like anything happening to him.
My bad, I didn't understand, but I did open it. Which saving
So
throw
you
should
have
I
now
roll?
evaporated
Wisdom, please.
Oh no, that's my worst one.
Roll 20. You know you can do it.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, as you open the book, your mind feels a little bit cloudy, and you just want to drop that book. And in fact, you do drop that book, whether you like it or not. Those of you watching, you look at as Falstag opens it. He sort of rocks gently backwards and forwards on his heels once, and then just drops the book like it was burning him.
Did the book stay open when it fell, or did it
No,
close
it
itself?
closed. It closed.
Ooh.
All right. So I'll ask Falstag, since he looks like he's not feeling too good. Are you okay?
Me? That's nothing. Just lost my balance is all.
Right. Well then, it appears you can touch the book, so if you would please work your magic.
Right. Well, I guess we have time. I can cast Identify on it as a.
It's a ritual.
Yep.
Okay.
Can I just, while he's doing that, I'm just really worried.
Yeah.
We left a body outside inside of the gate. Can I just quickly run outside and like pull that outside of the gate?
Yeah. Yeah. But there's a lot of
Actually,
blood on the floor where underneath it. But yes, you can pull the body out of the way.
Before I do that, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I have an idea. The ring. You should wear the ring when you open it.
Well, right now I'm not opening it, but yeah, I could try that. What I was gonna say though is that just in case, just so we don't get ambushed or anything, can I go cast alarm on the door to not to enter the warehouse as a whole, the two double doors?
Yeah. You can do that as a ritual if you wish. It's going to take you a while to do.
I do not have a prepared fuck. How long does that take? 1 minute? That's not. Wait, how long does it take
A
to cast a
ritual?
ritual? It's 10 minutes, isn't
10.
it?
10 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you guys think it'd be worth it?
Well, we might as well just do the book and get out instead of casting, spending twice
Yeah.
the time.
Right. Yeah. Screw that. I'll just to try, I'll have the ring on, but I'll cast Identify on the book as a ritual.
Okay, the book is one half of a key to open a door. Now that you've done Identify on both the portal and the book, you are 100% sure that the two of them are completely related. But there is another part to this in order to open the portal.
See, a puzzle with results. All right. So, have I I have a question. I don't know if you can tell me this, but did he get injured, or not injured, but did he come woozy from opening the book or just holding it?
You have no idea.
Right. But I've held the book while identifying it, right?
Yes. Held the book, yes. Well, actually, no, you do have an idea. He held the book. and it wasn't until he opened it that he felt woozy. So
Right.
yes, I mean, you would have seen that. So yes, yeah, you have got an idea.
Okay. Can I attempt to open the book with the ring on, just to see if it makes any difference?
Okay, do you have a ring?
Yeah, I had a ring and I put it on.
Yep.
Okay, you put one of the rings on. Which finger are you putting it on?
The same one that the other, where we pulled the one off of what's his face,
Okay,
the guy
so
that was in the ornate armor before.
The middle finger of the right hand. Okay.
Yep.
You put it on.
I open the book and
You open the book and you feel absolutely fine. You are now 100% sure that you have all of the key needed in order to open the portal.
fair enough. I address the group with all of this. I mean, the ring. It allows me to, from what I can see, read the book without feeling as Falstag did. I think with the book, I should be able to reopen the portal, and we should be able to follow the group wherever they've gone.
Perception rolls from everybody, please. You're upstairs at this point.
You're scaring me here.
Rain, you're getting some good rolls all evening. You're getting all of Falstag's rolls. All of Falstag's rolls. So Falstag, blame Rain.
I blame Rain.
Right. Ferren, you're the only person. You hear the sounds of armor from outside. So it looks like, or it sounds like, there are multiple people in armor outside somewhere. You're upstairs at the moment.
Does he relay this to us, or?
Yeah, sorry.
Alright, it sounds as though they're coming for us, and we don't want to be caught here with a bunch of dead bodies. I say we make haste and try open the portal.
Yep, I agree.
I'll say, well, wait. Presumably all these people went through this portal to wherever it takes us, and that's where they are. If we go through this portal, we'll be where they are, where they might possibly have the upper hand.
Well, it's either that or we get caught by the city guard and possibly tortured for consulting with some form of demon. So it's your choice.
You can hear the sounds of people hitting the gate trying to open it.
Right, we don't have a lot of time. I'm going. Follow me if you will.
So everyone else okay with going?
I don't like magic at all, but I'll, given the two options, that's the choice I make.
Okay. Then in that case, I will. Whenever he opens the portal, I'll try to stealthily go through it.
Right. Well, first of all, before we get that far, Griff, what are you doing?
What am I doing with the book?
Yeah, the book and the ring. What are you actually doing? Tell me what you're doing. You know
Right,
that what
okay.
you've got is the key to open it, but what are you doing?
Right, okay, I'm going to walk obviously into the room with, was it a pentagram? Basically?
No, it's the Bainite symbol, but the 5 people are arranged in a pentagram formation hanging from the center.
Right, okay. Well, I'm in that room. I'm going to stand... Shit, now this makes a difference. I don't know whether to stand outside of it or in the middle. I'm going to say I stand in the middle.
You hear the sounds of the gate being broken open.
Right, okay, I stand in the middle. I open up the book hastily.
Griffin disappears, and there is now a blue column of light in that portal area. Griffin's gone. Okay. Ferren disappears.
Run, bitch, run!
Stealthily step into it.
Flint disappears.
I step into it.
Falstag disappears. And for ease, we'll say that both Mutica and Anatsum, who have been tending the llamas, also step through. Otherwise, they're kind of boned next week. Because they kind of are. And that's a good place to leave it.
Oh no, that was getting good. I hate you. That's good. That's good. I like that.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Hurrah.
Now we all
Fuck,
bow
I had
down
3
before
arrows
the
in that dickhead.
great and almighty Griffin or Delta.
However, we will have a cutscene of the innkeeper back at where you're standing, putting out this huge banquet of food into the private room, and him sitting down there, gradually getting more and more upset as no bugger turns up to eat it.
I was wondering about that. I was like, that's a lot of food. I'm hungry.
He has been paid.
He has, but nobody's eating food. But yes, and that's, chaps, is where we shall leave it for the week.
All right.
All right.
Always leaving wanting more.
I
And we
find
could
it.
always just rid of Anathema and Mutica and just go with the 4 of us.
That'd be a bit unfair.
I'm sorry, that is like the best cliffhanger so far, and I really just want to keep going, but I know we can't. So
It's a perfect place to leave it, basically. It's an absolute perfect place to leave it. I've got the next part planned, but this is a perfect place to leave it because it is now gone 11, and I've got to be up at 6 tomorrow morning, so...
yeah.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
I have a quick question. Was what I was doing there, was that technically in real time, so to speak?
Yeah.
Like where I was standing opening the book, like when you said they bashed down the door, that was me basically. Right,
It
okay.
was. I've got my iPhone next to me with the countdown timer going, and when you got to a certain number when you got to 0 from a certain number, they would have come into the room.
Right. Okay.
Also, it is worth for me mentioning that when I give you a puzzle, the puzzle is always solvable by you, right? Always. Now, I mentioned it before, but the reason I say that is because of...
You're
You
not
went
talking
silent.
Right.
because of.
No, he put the note up on our screen.
Because of that note. The mysterious note, okay? That is
Well.
solvable. Now, I like giving players puzzles. Now, the first person who messages me, either on TS or actually no, say via the forums, if you're on the forums, with the answer, will get inspiration for next week. But if you
What do you
don't,
mean What do you mean the answer? Like the answer to the whole reason for having that note, or
no, of what it says.
Oh right, okay.
Now, if you don't want to do that, I don't mind. That's absolutely fine. You can roll a dice next week, and I will give you the answer because I've got the answer here. But it won't be as interesting. But you can do that. I don't mind whatsoever. You can just make a dice roll, and I can say you can decrypt it, or you can go and find somebody and say decrypt this, and they will take it away and decrypt it for you. So you can do that. But if you yourself decide to, I'll tell you what. If you decrypt it, I'll give you all inspiration. 1 point of inspiration.
Is there a? I don't know really anything about decryption, but is there a certain style of decryption here?
Yeah, each one of those symbols relates to one letter in the English alphabet.
Right. I'm pretty sure the first word is the, because it's used a few times in there. So, I mean, this is my guess, but...
That being the case, if that is the case, then you've got an immediate starting point to decrypt the rest of it. But
Right.
if one of you comes to me next week with a typed, written out answer to what that says, I will give you all inspiration. Now, I don't do this a lot, but I do this. I like giving players puzzles because I think that if you solve something yourself, you get a sense of satisfaction out of it. I know I do, and I'd like to think others do as well. So that's what it's for.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, I will definitely do this.
But there you go. Okay. Well, thank you very much, chaps.
Thank you.
And I'll see
Thank
something
you
tomorrow.
for
And I'll
the
see you something
terrible
next week.
cliffhanger.